live. Welcome to Touch Grass. I am your host, Theo Snodgrass. Happy to be here, out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, on a sunny day. Say hi to the panel, everybody. Hello, panel. How you guys doing?
Hi, Father Theo.
Hi, panel.
That's all right. That's not. Look, okay. Look, you guys tagged me because I didn't have any decorations in my room. I put up decorations, and now all of a sudden you're making fun of the decorations.
Wait. So a cross is decoration?
Yes.
It's not something that you worship.
Yeah,
No,
you don't.
It's just
no.
decoration.
Well, no, it's for when he's kneeling on the bed and flogging himself.
This is okay. All right.
Wait, no,
That's fine by me because I was raised Mormon and we don't worship the cross, but still.
Okay. You don't.
I'm not shocked
Okay,
you were
you
raised
don't-
Mormon. That seems accurate.
Right. It makes sense, doesn't it?
But no, if we're going to talk
It fills in a
about,
lot of gaps.
if we're going to talk about Theo's decorations, he now has a cross, which is great, so he gets to feel guilty when he's fucking someone. He's got something that looks like some weird gray thing with a knobbed base and a small point at the top. He got rid of his lube bottle, but he put it in a cuck chair, and he's got the Gatorade power bottle for when he's in the middle of the action.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a pretty thorough analysis. Yeah, I did. By the way, I got my ergonomic chair back, so I can actually. This is my preferred chair, and so I had another chair, but now it's sitting in the background, looking like a cuck chair. I don't know what to do about that. It's like I don't know if I should keep that or not. We'll see. All right. Let's see. What did I fuck up sharing my screen? I think I did. No, I didn't. Okay. Here we go. Let's just dive right in. So this was sent in
How
by a
about
viewer.
real quick, say hi to the 4%.
Oh, what's up? Shout out to the 4%.
Hey,
How you doing? Let's see who's in the chat. Oh shit, we got Emily's here. What's up, girl?
That's it so far.
Let's see who else. That's it
That's
so
it
far.
so far.
Oh, that's it. Okay, cool. All right, very cool. Do we have what's Rumble Chat doing? Is Rumble Chat popping off, or is there nobody there?
Not yet.
So we're just doing this by ourselves. I'm just doing this for you guys right now.
Oh no, we did get someone else in the Rumble chat.
Why'd you fucking tell me to say? Why'd you tell me to say hi to the chat if there's no one in the chat?
Gail's
Feels
there.
like you're
I'm
trying to
there.
undermine me.
There
on
are
purpose.
people in the chat. We are people.
Hey,
This
Theo,
is fucking
I know-
ridiculous.
I know you like to do your little "let's just go live" thing, but do you understand the purpose of an intro, or even a countdown?
All right, let's go ahead and there we go. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and go through this article right now. This was sent in by a viewer, and I wanted to highlight a key part of this. Well, let's bring Gal back from timeout. This is her second time in the penalty box. She'll learn. Okay, so let's go through this article because this is an important part. So the headline of this article is little videos are cooking our brains. And so most of this is just like masturbatory millennial slop. But this one paragraph stood out to me. It's people already spend a staggering amount of time on TikTok, 108 minutes a day, which is more than double the time spent on Instagram. There are many, many studies. I'm not going to click on those. We'll just assume. Showing how how TikTok use increases anxiety and stress, especially in young people. One of them coined the term TikTok brain, and not in a good way. We've also known for a while that watching TikTok has the side effect of shredding your attention span. Researchers have found that TikTok disrupts your ability to complete a task when interrupted. Our attention spans while looking at a screen have shrunk on average from 2.5 minutes in 2004 to just 47 seconds, which is incidentally quite close to the average length of a TikTok video. Whoa.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Not okay. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Inviting you was a mistake.
You invite me every week.
In fact, letting women outside was a mistake. Let's
She's
just say
currently
that.
inside, Theo. She's actively inside.
It's true. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you,
not
Isaac.
burning gay people in the street was also a mistake.
Okay, I'm going to agree with you on that one.
Thank you. God, you know what? If the church, we just need to let the church run the country, and we would be a better time. We shouldn't have let
theocracy is bad.
theocracy is good.
Okay,
We
but have you
shouldn't let-
seen the alternative?
Yeah, exactly. The alternative is women voting. No good. All right. Anyway, what was I going to say? TikTok. Thoughts?
Yes, they exist on TikTok. Oh, not those thoughts.
Not good.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
thoughts are completely devoid of TikTok. They don't exist there. Look, TikTok is so
those kind of
egregiously
thoughts.
bad that The only way my TikToks get only any views is if I put the tag gay creator, LGBT creator, gay conservative. If I don't put those in my tags on my TikToks, they don't get views.
The fact that you have a TikTok makes you gay.
I
not the
literally
fact
have
that you
all
like
of them, Gal. I post everywhere.
Like,
I hate TikTok.
I have a TikTok because friends would send me clips and I'd never watch them. I like Twitter and Instagram. Facebook I use for the marketplace or to make other people angry, where I'll find someone I disagree with and like type something in. Usually super extreme black folks that like hate everyone that's not black. Then I just go in the chat and like say I love snow bunnies or some shit.
So technically, Arza, how you could have clapped back at me was the fact that I have an Instagram, but you probably don't know
Well,
that.
Well, I
But
don't
it's
know
okay.
that, but I also have an Instagram too.
It's just as bad as TikTok.
No,
and I hate that I have an
Instagram is amazing. It's the best.
No, it's not. It started
it's-
this
What's
bullshit
with
nonsense.
racism?
No, it's the best racism and feet app ever, and I enjoy
shit.
it very well. Like my algorithm is perfect, and I just go in there.
It rots the brain just
well,
as much
My
as
my
TikTok.
brain was already rotten before I got on there.
Well, that I'm sure is correct. But no, the point of the article, like, this shouldn't surprise anyone, in my opinion. But it's also keep kids off of screens. Kids shouldn't have screens because this is going to just destroy them at an early age when they should actually be developing. And that's how I feel with it. Like, yes, it's bad enough that adults have their brains get like just eaten up by this bullshit, but I'm more concerned for the younger generation because parents just love to use screens as babysitters, and so they're just going to be watching this all the time.
There's an interesting study I saw that's you can actually physically detect screen addiction in children. Children who are addicted to screens cannot stand being held upside down. Like they actually have like a borderline panic attack if you turn them upside down for some reason. You know, like you'll scoop up a kid and you'll flip them upside down because kids find that fun. But
Yeah,
when
I loved being held upside down as a kid. No, I'm not even kidding.
And but when they're screen addicted, they actually like freak out. They start like squirming and trying to break free, and they cry. But the moment the screen addiction is broken, that symptom goes away. Like as soon as they break the habit of the screen addiction. But if the screen addiction comes back, the symptom returns.
Well, like for me, I don't think kids should have access to like phones and stuff anyway, until like the age of high school. But I think that's the job of the parent, and the problem is parents aren't doing their job. But I don't think in saying that, I don't think we should substitute that in giving more power to the government. Like, for instance, we know about the Pornhub shit going on right now, or whatever sites gotta scam people's IDs and stuff. No, like we're giving the government access. Like it sounds like it's for a good cause, but at the same time, fear causes people to lose rights, and you're giving up more of your rights to the government in the name of safety, whether it's for children or not. And really, it should be up to the adults or whatever. If you have a porn addiction, you know, that shouldn't stop me from going on the internet or whatever to do whatever else I want to do because you can't control yourself.
Isn't it kind of damning though? Is it kind of damning though for the porn sites to be like, if we have to verify the age of our user base, we're just not going to operate in your state? Because what they're saying is like, we have no way of making sure that only adults are consuming this product, and if we have to try, we're not going to do it. And also, what's crazy? This is what's crazier though. They don't even have a way of verifying that it's adults appearing in all their videos. That's what's really fucked up. Like these platforms have trafficking victims and children just on the website, just on the internet where you can find it. And there's got like, you know, dudes who like leave cameras in like public bathrooms can just like put shit on Pornhub. People will watch it. There's no fucking system for taking it down. You know, they really got nothing. So I don't know. I feel like these websites are horrifying pits of degeneracy. Although Vagabond's point about the government using it to farm our personal information as well.
Well, because to me it's the same thing when like people are like, well, think of like children when it comes to guns, right?
Sure.
I'm pro 2A 100%. I don't think we need a government to tell me what I should be able to buy.
I agree.
or as accessory and stuff. But you hear the arguments that are against it is, oh, what about school shootings? What about kids getting guns or whatever, and all that. And again, you need to monitor your kid. That's not my fault or whatever. Yeah, this tragedy happened. Yeah, but criminals are going to commit crime anyway, and you shouldn't be able. I shouldn't have to suffer over your safety issues.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's a huge upside to having guns available. I don't know what the upside is to having porn available, especially like unlimited hardcore porn in your pocket. That I don't know what the huge social good that comes from that is. I know what the social good that it comes from, like widespread firearm ownership, though. Like an armed citizenry is a polite citizenry.
I can tell you the social good of porn.
Okay,
it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I'm not gonna judge people for it, but like a social good for that just doesn't exist. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Tempered engagement in pornographic material can reduce certain kinds of necessity for sexual activity.
So I'm not meaning just general pornographic material. I'm meaning like porn. There's a slight difference. There's variance in.
I'm not arguing that porn is a good thing, but you could argue that there are benefits to having access to porn or pornographic material, including such as sometimes you really just need a good wink.
Sure.
Okay. And to be devil advocate for Arza, do you really need porn to jack
No,
off?
I don't watch porn.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay, for your argument, do you need it to jack off? No, you don't. Use your imagination.
Some of us don't have those.
I honestly, Gail, I don't believe you. I think you have an imagination.
Okay, I say it sarcastically because it's not true. It's just I just think differently than other people.
Oh,
and you not a lot of people.
Okay, hold on. So when you're reading Jurassic Park, what are you hearing when you're reading it?
Do you mean when I'm streaming it? Because I'm hearing myself talk.
Okay, well,
I'm not hearing anything if I'm just in my room reading a book. There is no hearing anything.
Okay, like you
don't
imagine.
Want to turn this into another freaking
hold on. You don't imagine any of the characters that you saw in the movie talking?
I imagine them, yes.
But like you don't hear their voice in your head?
There's nothing to hear.
Well, do you imagine?
That's why I love that Gal doesn't have an internal monologue.
That's what this okay. So
what do women need with internal monologues anyway?
We're crazy enough without talking to ourselves.
That's right. Honestly, that's probably the reason she's so palatable is because she doesn't have a bunch of voices in her head giving her crazy ideas.
It weirds me out that you guys have voices in your head.
Oh.
Anyway, Bats made a good point.
With each other.
Jesus Christ.
What did you just say?
I have voices in here that argue with each other.
That's so fucking weird. Not trying to derail.
Speaking of arguing, Bat Sauce had a good point. Let's bring it back around.
I didn't do this.
Anyway, so Bat Sauce makes the point, which I think is well founded, that it doesn't actually matter if there's a social good. That's not a relevant indicator for whether or not pornography should be legal. But also, his example is sharing nudes, which is different from unlimited hardcore pornography, including access to exploited and kidnapped people and children whenever you want it, anytime, anywhere in your pocket. Well, that's crazy. That's crazy.
The thing is, I think it's a slippery slope, right? So,
sure.
All right. Okay. You don't want children to have access to it. But then at the same time, you're saying, all right, we need to regulate. We need to have the government regulate who logs on to these porn sites by verifying with your ID, right? Yep. And so then once that takes precedent, what's stopping them from going, okay, well, in order for you to use Twitter, you need to verify your ID. Like, part of the internet is the anonymity into it, and I don't think the government should have the right.
Sure. Yeah, and also, do we want them to keep a database of Gooner IDs? Do we want them to do that? Because that's the first thing they're going to do. Go ahead.
It's not just that. It's the fact I know what Vagabond's getting at, I think, and it's true. It's the slippery slope. Sure. Okay, so it's porn now. Okay, next it's social media. Then before you know it, you're gonna have to swipe a card to do anything on the internet, tracking every single thing you do by a government entity.
Well, I mean,
Well,
if you go with porn,
Always
one
under
of
the guise of public safety.
Safety.
one of the big arguments that they make is from liberals, especially when you argue about banning books with pornographic material, what do they always come back with? The Bible. Banning porn is a gateway to banning the Bible because there's a lot of borderline pornographic shit that happens in the Bible.
Yeah, well, we should just use the Bible as our frame of reference for running society and what we should ban. Obviously,
Well, like, because a lot of so during COVID, right?
people the Bible says to execute. See if things don't clean up a little bit.
Well, like,
We bring back stoning.
for
Should have
example,
burned Martin Luther at the stake when we had the chance. All right, I'm done. Go ahead.
oh no, so like COVID,
It's doing
right?
swell in the Middle East, Theo.
COVID showed us we live amongst a certain group of people that want to verify.
Based.
I'm pulling
Ali,
it up.
friend of the channel. Shout out to the 4%.
So,
Thank you. Holly.
What's her face? What's
I
that woman?
appreciate you.
One of the biggest porn stars is like, I want every video I've ever been in taken down and destroyed because I couldn't consent during them.
What were you saying, Vagabond?
Sorry,
No.
Vagabond. Let
No
Vagabond.
worries.
Go ahead.
well,
buddy.
during COVID's, right? COVID showed us we live amongst people that they're willing to try to track down anyone that's never taken the vaccine or whatever and make their lives miserable. Do you really want the government to just have any access to that? Like, we can't even trust them with documents that magically get deleted or whatever.
I actually
Yeah.
have a question. Who on panel has a concealed carry license?
Me.
All
Mine's
my
expired.
guns fell in. All my guns have, unfortunately, during my last fishing event, fell into the lake.
Well,
See, I'm talking about a concealed carry license, not who has guns. Because
so
an argument-
Georgia doesn't have where I'm at in Georgia, there is no concealed carry license. It's just a weapons license.
well, either
Washington
way,
State doesn't have concealed, but does have open.
the concealed carry license, you can make a huge argument that that's just like a guns registry
I
without
agree with
being
you.
a gun. Like,
Yeah.
and I hate it. I have a concealed carry license because I need to have it to be able to carry.
So I don't
It's
need it
very
to carry at all. I use it. So the only reason why I have mine is in order for convenience.
Other states.
Yeah,
too.
when I go to other states that they got some bullshit laws or whatever,
Yep.
or I don't have to keep doing the background check every time I want to buy a new gun. So
Well,
we
but see,
got
that's how they
something-
get you with this type of shit. And
Right.
it's kind of an argument with this porn stuff. Like it's just another fucking registry. Just another way to keep you in line. And it sucks because I am so like wishy-washy with the feelings on it. Because I'm a
well,
woman.
okay, because even right now we got people in the UK trying to like, oh, well, we need to jail anyone in the United States for making memes and jokes about the UK or some bullshit.
Yeah, fucking
So,
try me.
Like,
What's up, Toasty?
you want to have governments to have our IDs. So, like, if I say I happen to go down to fly to UK to visit Jack Tarlad, and they're like, "Oh, well, now you're in our jurisdiction and you registered your ID on this website. We know who you are." I get to the airport. I'm like, "Hi, Jack," and I get bum rushed by UK police. And
Just
but-
break all the female
Just,
police
just-
officers' noses.
Just punch them in the nose. They're going to be all women anyway.
We're gonna get to that if we have time. We're gonna
real
get to
quick-
that if we have time.
Real quick, Theo, this gotta show this. This is a product of iron oxide.
Where are you going? I'm going to pick a fight.
That's when Vagabond logs into Facebook.
Okay, I see Gray Pupet is saying VPNs. Okay, so say you got an ID to use to go to certain websites. The next step would be an ID to go log on to the internet.
Mhm. That's
So,
That's
even
where
if you-
that's where the end goal is with
Even-
all of that.
Even if you use a VPN, so at that point the VPN is useless because your internet provider is gonna you're gonna have to use an ID to get in there.
Yeah. Okay. So this is my thing. Okay. So I kind of agree with you, and even when I talk about like I'm against porn, but my solution to porn has always been personal responsibility, not public policy. And that's hard because it's most people are slack-jawed zoo animals who just do whatever their phone says, and they're just never going to kick porn addiction. It's just not going to happen. So for like 80% of people who don't have thoughts, they're fucked. That's not a solution, right? But for like the 20% who do have thoughts, they can do it, you know. And I'll say it's like, I don't know. I guess that is kind of, I don't know. That's my solution, and that gives you. I agree with you that the government wanting things is always a bad sign, and they're just going to use it as an incremental way to like fuck over people and just gain more control.
But we had a solution to this problem through social force. I mean, you and I have talked about it a bit in public, but the idea of pragmatic Christianity is most people are not smart to think on their own. When we had Christian values in the U.S., we had ideas that were basically legally enforced but didn't have laws behind them. You didn't look at porn because it was sinful, not because it was against the law to own a magazine with a naked woman in it.
No, well, that's a good point. So that's actually what I was trying to. I lost track of this. I wanted to put a bow on what I was saying before. A free society functions when you have like social shaming mechanisms. Because if you can't make something if you're not going to make something illegal, you need to have a mechanism in place to stop people from doing it. And shame is really powerful because you can stop people from doing stuff without being violent.
You know what the solution is?
What?
Repeal the 19th, because women are the ones that don't have accountability, and accountability is necessary in society.
This is why we invite her, folks. This is why.
I'm more like, maybe if you are going to be voting and stuff, it should be landowners only.
Well, like the property owners. So like, I don't have land with my house, but I'm a homeowner type of thing. But yes.
That's generally the problem with democratizing something is the average population is retarded. I mentioned this yesterday, but there's an issue in wildlife conservation where they can't figure out how to make trash cans that the average person can open, but the average bear cannot. Because bears are smarter than a lot of dumb people. So
then the bottom quintile. Yeah.
And
my bad.
Any system that relies on democracy, anarchy, or libertarianism is eventually going to vote in a system of authoritarianism because they will offer the best deal to the dimwits who don't know that what they're offering is bad.
Allie makes a good point in chat, and my solution to that is China needs to forcefully exit our fucking property. Like we'll buy it back from you, but get the fuck out of our country.
Yeah.
You don't get to own land here.
And I think that should be not just applicable to countries that are, obviously we're at conflict with, but just all of them. Like, oh, we're friends. No, you can't buy land.
Like, example, you can't own land in the Philippines. So, like, all those passport bros, they have to put the land in their wives' names or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is this? I think it's a place in California owes like a fuck ton of money for the rest of their. I think they owe all of the parking revenue to China because China helped them pay for to put a parking lot in, and so China just owns all of the revenues from their parking services.
Yeah.
Probably Los Angeles or San Francisco.
Allie's got another good point. Then only billionaires will be the biggest voting base. That's because they've made it impossible for average people to, especially younger generations, to ever own land.
Okay,
I got my deed, so I'm not going to show it on stream. But so here's what I'm saying. That is because the other aspect of it is. All right, we know the general population's retarded, but once you get in a form of actual ownership of stuff, it changes your mind. So, like, a lot of us, we probably were super leftist back when we were younger. Maybe some of us never.
Unfortunately.
Well, I was the far other end of the spectrum from a libertarian. So back in the day, so I used to I owned the Communist Manifesto and everything. But once you start owning things. And
bro, he's right.
Yeah, like when you start owning things, it's like, well, okay, I worked hard for this, so that's why my property is valuable to me. Even if I could replace it, like I shouldn't have to, or
okay. God damn it. People in the chat are saying things I want to say. God, Allie's got a good point. Fathers should be allowed to vote. Bat Sauce is talking about the Starship Troopers model, where service to the government in some way, in military service or maybe some other civil service.
It's some kind of government service, whether it's essentially voluntary service.
Yeah.
For the country itself. It doesn't need to necessarily be military service, but it can be service to the country in some form, guaranteed citizenship.
The point of doing that is the point of saying, like I've said, married fathers with 2 or more children should vote, business owners should vote, and people who've done civil service should vote. Why is that? Why did I make those 3 delineations? And this is just me just jerking off and making shit up, right? But those 3 delineations are important because you get if you have children or if you own a business, you're invested in the community and you're invested in the future. And if you engage in civil service, what that does is that as people who actually like the country are deciding what happens to the country. And what we have now is a bunch of people who have been propagandized to hate America are a significant voting bloc, and they're deliberately voting to destroy Western civilization and to upend it at the roots. And that's not a good thing. So you have and then there's a bunch of slack-jawed zoo animals who just their whole policy that they vote for is just give me more Pringles, please. That's all they think. If you give them Pringles, they'll vote for you. And you don't have to give them Pringles every time. You give them Pringles like every second or third election, and they'll be like, I'll vote for him. He gave me Pringles once. That's it. That's all they think about. They just think about put stuff in my hand, and that's it. And that's why democracies will invariably bankrupt themselves, is because people who don't think about the future, they can't process policy. They just vote for infinity handouts because that's what's good for them, because they're just eaters. They contribute nothing. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, the people who don't feel like they own anything when they vote, they don't. The other part of the problem is they don't understand economics, right? Yeah. So everything is about what feels good or what a gratification right now, or they think they care more for other people more than the other set group of people, right? So that's how come all their argument, like right now, It's a Gundam's one of his recent videos. He was showing a bunch of women on TikTok who was like, why don't we just print more money and just not say anything? Well, so they're like, one girl was like, well, okay, I understand inflation, but why do we have to announce how much more money we're printing and just give it to everybody? And so you got people like that because they don't understand economics at all and how it works. So, and that's the other form of people.
See, I do want to push back on your notion of land ownership being enough, because who is one of the biggest demographics of homeowners right now? Gen Z women who got fake jobs or just did sex work and were basically given houses for free for no work. They don't value $1, but they have extremely high levels of home ownership, which means that liberal women who have no value of $1 would be the biggest voting bloc in my generation.
I disagree with you on that. I'll fight back on that point. So now that like a lot of jobs are finally waking up and like, hey, we don't need these no-skill jobs for like these BS positions anymore, right? So there's another trend going on right now where, I bought an apartment it's about $6,000 a month for this condo, and now I don't have a job anymore. Now what I'm going to do? And so because they got spoiled to live amongst their means, so now they need to like find out what the hell they're going to do in order either to keep the lifestyle that they have, or they got to force themselves to cut down or whatever. So the problem was they got these inflated jobs where they just felt like they could just do whatever without any consequences. Those jobs are now disappearing, and they're like, oh shit, how am I going to survive?
I kind of want to back up ours there too. It's not, and that's a good point, but it's also all the Nepo baby rich kids that are living off mommy and dad trust fund kids. What direction do they typically vote in?
They vote Marxist out of white guilt.
Right. Exactly. They've never worked for anything, but they just think that everybody should have everything for free, and they need to make themselves feel better for the guilt they have internalized because they hate their parents.
What percentage of those kids actually exist compared to like people in the South or rural areas that actually own their land and know how to
That's a good question.
Work? So like I hear like there's millionaires and billionaires and whatever, but there's still like the United States is so huge. There's tons of areas where it's like the middle of nowhere, and you got people that are owning farmland. They might have a small farm, or it might not be huge, but there's a lot of those people that are also out there too.
I would also like to push back a little bit. The government kind of gets to control who gets to own land, with things like the ability to seize land for government purposes and the ability to have, we're just going to print out a lot of money, not tell anybody, and then buy all this land. And oh shit, now we've had a lot of inflation, but the government owns all the land. Let's give it to the people we want to have own most of the land. And now it's property based, so only our voting bloc gets to vote. The people
they would figure out a way to work that system 100%. I think.
The further this conversation goes, the further into the black pill land I become. That doing anything doesn't fucking matter because the government has gotten entirely too big for itself.
Well, there are solutions.
And it inevitably will.
Like if we really do work in maximum term in all forms of public service or office, that would do a lot. Like you can't serve more than 20 years in all the public office. You can't work like 10 years as a political judge and then 10 years on the Senate. That's it. You're done. You can't go for presidency now. You're done.
Okay, or hear me out. Theocratic fascism. Wait, let me finish. Theocratic fascism. No more homos, no more OnlyFans whores, patriotism. Everybody goes to church. The music is going to slap. Where are we at? What do you guys think? Are you with me? Are you with me?
Only if we can
Catholic dictatorship. Let's do it.
Why would we do it?
Hell no.
My guy, if we're going to choose a Christianity to rule, we're not choosing Catholic.
I know. That's what makes me so mad is if we do get Christian dictatorship in this country, it's going to be Protestant horse shit, which is, by the way, how we got in this mess in the first place.
I'm not going to live in Vatican City type of America.
You would love
evangelical.
It so much.
No, the fuck I wouldn't.
I promise you would.
No.
Just give it a chance. Give it a chance.
Vatican City.
Give it a chance, dude.
No.
I'm telling you, it's going to be great.
No.
Well, as a weeb and gooner on here, I wouldn't want that because, like,
friend of the show, Allie, friend of the show, based.
Like, I have to deal with tourists complaining about fan service and anime and shit. I don't need complaints about anything else.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, I will say, like, I don't mind weirdos as long as you do it at your house.
Yes.
Like my problem is the fucking parades. Like, why do we need a month of parades celebrating sodomy? Why can't you just be a sodomite at your house?
Women.
Okay, Vagabond. I find most of what you're interested in to be revolting, but you've never once forced me to look at it. You do it at your house, so we get along fine.
To be fair, I have tried to force it upon Vaughn Coleman. I'm sorry, Vaughn.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
I'll be sending him like feet videos and shit because I know it messes with him. So, like he'll get a random like woman's foot video or
when it comes to like all in good fun friendship, that's a different story completely.
Or even if it was psychological torture, I wouldn't care because it's Vaughn Coleman.
I'm sorry, didn't I just say all in good fun friendship? What?
Yeah.
Well, the constant argument they always have is like, hey, we don't.
Allie consistently being more based than me.
Damn.
No, that's right. That's a good
the whole
point.
point. They're the one group definitely out there. It's like, you need to stay out of our bedroom. It doesn't matter what we do in our bedrooms. Yeah, we're going to do it in the streets and make you watch.
Bring your kids.
Children. Yeah.
It's like, don't stand too close to the parade. You'll be in the splash zone, and then you might get pissed on. It's like, maybe don't do that. Maybe if there's a threat maybe if there's a threat you might get pissed on, you shouldn't have children at that parade. Just throwing that out there.
Well, the thing is, children can't consent. So, one, if you're going to do them parades anyway, the children, and we see that in Florida, where it's like, hey, they said children can't be involved in these parades. Then all of a sudden, the parades stop.
Crazy. It's almost like that's the whole point. And
they have to recruit. They can't create any of their own, so they have to recruit.
People used to say that, like, that used to be something boomers used to say, when I was like a teenager and we were first kicking around the idea of gay marriage. And I used to laugh at that. I'd be like, haha, whatever, old man weirdo, And then it's like, they're not going to stop at marriage. It's going to be on to the next thing and on to the next thing. It's a slippery slope. And I thought that was so stupid. And now here we are.
I cannot express how disappointed I am that the slippery slope is real, because I'm somebody who benefits from a system where gay marriage is allowed if I ever choose to date a guy, which I could, because I am bisexual, as you guys know. I don't stop talking about it. I could do that, but now I'm at the point where if somebody offered a law that banned gay marriage, I don't know if I would turn that. I might vote for that, because it's become so bad, and the slippery slope is so real that everybody wants to involve children. They want to put kink. If you're wearing a leather ball and gag, you don't belong at a gay event. That's not gay stuff. That's just gross stuff.
It's just fetish. That's all Pride is now, is just sexual fetish. I see it online. I've even talked to a few people. There are a lot of gay people, just regular meat and potatoes, gays and lesbians. They don't want nothing to do with this shit. Yeah. It's not about that anymore. It's something completely different. It's just public voyeurism and sexual fetish parade.
Yeah, I'm not blaming Elvis for furries. What the fuck did I just come back to?
I don't even know.
This is Alex. Our grandparents were right about Elvis's hips. Call them and apologize, because now we have furries.
That's a great comment.
He's fucking great.
But look at Ariella Carcella. She was a really big advocate. She's a lesbian, very big advocate in the past for gay marriage and all this stuff. And she has recently come out and said, had I known what it would have led to today, I would go back in time and stop myself when I was younger from pushing for gay marriage.
Well, it's like atheism. I don't think the average person is smart enough to allow for gay people to exist. And I don't think the average person is smart enough to be gay. A lot of people, they'll go into doing gay stuff and then you keep your ding dongs away from Little Debbie.
Oh man.
The ding dongs are kind of little.
All right.
Yeah. Most people are not smart enough to behave in a way that is socially appropriate while being gay. And same thing with kink, and same thing with atheism. They can't modulate in a way that is socially pragmatic.
So here's what's going on. So there's some people, it's kind of a sophisticated model of the world to have kind of a live and let live mentality. And that's what Western liberalism is based on. But there's some people who they don't have a live and let live mentality. They have a, I'm going to do whatever I want as long as nobody stops me by force mentality. And if you have a live and let live mentality and you're dealing with people who have the mentality of I'm going to do whatever I want unless someone stops me with a gun, then those people, those psychopaths who don't care how their actions affect other people, are just going to fucking run you over. And they're going to jiggle their dick in front of toddlers. And then they're going to call you a bigot for pointing it out. Or they're going to wear a dress and walk into the women's locker room and jerk off and then be like, what? You're a bigot. I can't stroke my lady penis in the locker room. Well, what's the point of even being in the women's locker room if I can't stroke my lady penis? Please don't clip that.
If that ever happened to me, I would just kick them in the lady penis.
Base. That's why we love you, gal. That's why we have you here.
Get the fuck out. If this hurts you, fucking leave. You're not meant to be here.
And also, not everybody gets to do everything. That's the other thing too. Is not everything is for everybody. I was never tall enough or fast enough to be very good at basketball. So instead of crying and whining until they let me be the point guard for the Los Angeles Lakers, I chose to do stand-up comedy where I excelled. Right.
Well, the thing is that part. So there was different phases, but part of that started what you're talking about. Theo started with the no bullying campaigns, right? Life's not fair, but we need participants. Instead of getting first, second, and third place, everyone who participated gets a fucking trophy. And you just gotta learn life's not fucking fair. You don't see, there's some lions that died not getting the harem of lionesses and shit. So be it. That's part of nature. It's normally 1% of folks. Same thing when it comes to black and white issues or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. The country that's majority white folks. You don't need to have a black person in every single fucking movie. And you don't go to Ghana and watch those African films wondering where all the white people at and shit.
Yeah.
Or go to China and be like, hey, how come I don't see diversity in this movie? Like, you know,
because they put it in a a washer, and then it comes out.
Yeah, no good.
Yeah, and then, but at the end of the day, like, life's not fucking fair. That's why we got first, second, and third place trophies, and the rest of you didn't get to do trophies. Either you suck it up and work better, and keep, and maybe you work better, get it at next time, or whatever. But other than all, you can't do everything, and you can't be everywhere at once, and life's not fucking fair.
Yeah, that's okay. So this is actually important. There's a delineation between the way the left and the right look at morality. Like the right, we try to people on the right in general, and the right is a very diverse place right now. We've got like tech bros and like, you know, theocratic fascists and all kinds of people, gooners, all hanging out together, being on the right, and it's totally lit, right? But one of the things that we do all over here is we try to align our beliefs as close as possible to reality, and we try to believe what's true, whether it's pleasant or not. And the left doesn't do that. They decide what would be the most fair, noble, just, righteous thing. And then they believe that's true, regardless of whether or not it's true in reality. And then if their beliefs conflict with reality, they freak out. So the reason they're so upset about stuff, and you might shrug your shoulders and say, well, that's just how it is. I don't know what you want me to tell you. They're not comparing reality to a better achievable reality. They're comparing reality to the perfect utopia that exists in their head. Right. That's what they, and anything that differs from the perfect utopia in their head is vile and unpalatable for them and causes them to like spurg out like a toddler. And they have not internalized this idea that life just fundamentally is not fair and not everybody can do everything and God don't give with both hands. We got all kinds of idioms for this phenomenon. Right.
Even with like homelessness and housing and shit, right? So you got one person that like they smoke crack and that's what they spend all their money on, and they're stealing and robbing and just to get their next fix. The rest of us who ain't doing that shit, we're working hard and busting our ass so we can pay rent or whatever, or mortgages and shit. And the person who's smoking crack, do they deserve a house? No. If they wanted one, stop smoking crack and get into the workforce and do what you have to do to get you some shelter. I'm trying to live my fucking life. Is it fair? No, but you made your choices and you made your bed. Some people, they have down luck, whatever, and life happens, right? But doesn't mean that I need to be forced to give that person something out of my labor. Let me do it as a charity out of my own free will. But outside of that, you know, you got to find your way out of your own bootstraps. Someone that's giving birth to like 10 kids with no job and shit, you know, like, I feel sorry for them, but should we be forcing money out of one person's pocket just so this person can stay and be lazy and be fatter than me while I got no food in my fridge because taxes and shit?
You're so heartless. You're implying that's not how it should be.
Maybe I enjoy being heartless. I should be allowed to.
Maybe I do, because fuck like these bitches.
If you look at all the Medicaid stuff right now, everyone's throwing a tantrum because Trump caught $77 million from Medicaid. But what he actually did was say, if you're able-bodied, you can't be on Medicaid forever. If you can work, go and work. But what are liberals saying? Like, Trump just cut Medicaid for this poor 70-year-old disabled woman who's got both of her legs where her arms used to be.
That's not the case. You're all fucking retarded.
But even still, like, there's without the government, there's people with good ass hearts out there that are willing. Hey, I got a little extra $10 here and there that I could donate to a cause that I'm for, and you know they'll be allowed to do that. You know, I think so. I think it would be way better. Government just stays the fuck out of it, and the people who really do need something would actually get it if their people come together, make a charity for this type of homeless people or whatever.
Not even just making a charity. Like my family is riddled with medical debt because there are 3 separate people just in my immediate like father brothers situation my entire life. Guess what? Yeah, I was raised Mormon, right? Well, one of the best things about, like, say what you want about their beliefs, one of the best things about church in general, but the Mormons specifically, the community there saved our lives just because they came together and they helped us where they could. It's not even just setting up charities. It's just the community. We have lost the sense of community because we've gotten entirely too focused on the wrong things.
Well, I guess that's the way I meant to word it. I was just charity was the closest word I could think of.
That is true about LDS, is that if one Mormon's in trouble, then like 50 Mormons pull up to help out. That's real. And that's what churches used to be. And if we lived in a theocratic fascist regime, then the church would handle all of this stuff. We wouldn't have to worry about it. If we had a
theocratic regime, we'd end up having to pay tithings again just to get salvation.
I pay tithings anyway.
I'm
already doing that.
Well, the equivalent of that now outside of government is that's where GiveSendGo and you say what you want about what's the other platform?
GoFundMe?
Yeah, GoFundMe. Like, okay, there's sites where people are like, hey, I want to donate to this cause or whatever. Like, if you allow people will donate where they feel they want to donate to. You don't need government to tell you, hey, you need to blanket and help everyone that's out there or whatever.
Right.
I don't want to help the person smoking crack. Let them go smoke crack.
Yeah.
So clarifying statement, because it pisses me off. That is fundamentalist Mormons, and they are not Mormons. They are excommunicated from the church. Please do not misconstrue the details.
Wait, hold on.
I don't know the difference.
Wait, hold on. So
No. I'm talking about chat.
Am I this over here? Okay, good.
The Mormons are those aren't Mormons. Those are fundamentalists, and they are.
So where would I go to collect my teenage wives if I wanted to ask them for a friend?
Arizona. I think
that's close.
Some are in New Mexico.
Oh, that's right around the corner from me.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
They're not part of the LDS church.
Not bad.
They were booted the fuck out because they did not get. Yeah.
See, Mormons are okay because they're really easy to make fun of and they like the jokes.
Yeah.
Like, I've yet to meet a Mormon who got upset when I made a soaking joke or made fun of them for not drinking.
Okay, I've never heard of soaking until Kirsha brought it up. That's not a thing.
Very
well. All my Mormon friends know about
all Mormon, whatever. Never heard of it.
What?
Never.
Well, that's just going one ear out the other. Is like soaking in the tub or some shit.
Nope.
It had to be explained to me, and people are like, "It's a Mormon thing."
According to some Mormons, the sin is in the motion. So you're allowed to enter, you just can't go back and forth. So you need a third person either on top or beneath the bed to shake the bed so that you can start talking about this. But it's basically just normal sex.
That's not written anywhere. That's not a thing.
That's enough out of both of you. All right, we're pulling up the next one.
Ours is the one that fucking brought this up. Okay,
I don't care who started it.
I get muted because Arza brings up soaking.
I don't care who started it. We're not talking about soaking anymore. We're done talking about that. We're talking about Tammy Laren. That's what we're talking about. Pivoting. Go ahead. Roll up.
I think men between the ages of 20 and 30 are not ready in most cases for marriage.
Yeah.
I don't think they are. Now, there are exceptions. My parents got married. My mom was 19. My dad was 21. Yeah. They've been together for 44 years.
Yeah.
Okay. It works in some situations, but to your exception and rule analogy that you used earlier, again,
right.
I think that men between the ages of 20 and 30 are usually not ready to be husbands and fathers.
Yes. No, broadly, I think you're right. But isn't it that's a cultural issue? So, look.
No, I would actually, back to your point, I think it's a biological thing.
Well, then why did it work for your parents?
Exceptions and rules. I think men between the ages of 20 and 30.
Men grow when faced with adversity. If they are required to adopt the role of a husband and a father in a system that encourages that kind of behavior, they will learn how to adopt that role.
Yep.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Emerald, I'm sending you another video from this same interview that I forgot to send you. Let's jump into that one next. But Vagabond, you say what you were going to say.
I disagree with her. I think the problem is that we have today. Like, okay, people back in then used to got married and shit at 16 and been together for like 60 something years or whatever, right? The problem is we're now living in a society where a lot of guys and even women too are forced to believe that, hey, college is your only way out. People don't really go for trades as much as anymore and shit, right? So then they get themselves into debt and stuff. And as a guy, within your 20s and 30s or whatever, you're like, oh man, I'm not making enough to provide because you didn't get the job that the college quote unquote promised you or whatever. As someone who just went to do a trade instead, who's able to work for themselves, could easily start a family anytime they want. And I think that's part of the problem. As opposed, I don't think it's just guys aren't mentally ready. It's just we're at today's society, we're forced to go I wouldn't say forced, but we're kind of like have blinders on to go one direction. And once you do, you're kind of like, and then you kind of realize too late, I could have done this thing instead, or made just as much money or even more in a shorter amount of time, and I could work for myself without working for somebody else.
Honestly, I think she's read one too many romance novels. As an avid reader of them, when I read my guilty pleasure books, that's a common trope that the male lead in these books is able to wait until he's in his late 30s and 40s and it's still fine, but the women that are in the books were on the shelf when they turned 20 type of situation. She's read entirely too many of those and thinks that that's the real world. The difference here between her and me and
me.
It's me.
By the way,
yeah. Okay.
Not important.
It is important to me.
Very
okay.
important. No, it's very important to gal. Come on.
God damn it. I know that this is fiction. This is from someone's fucking mind. This isn't reality. That's why I go to read it. I want to step out of reality. That's
do you hear the voices in that?
Oh my God.
That's just wondering.
By the way, does anybody with a soundboard? Do we have any slut shaming sound effects to bring up the next time Gal brings up that she reads romance novels? Iron, do you have anything for that? We could just yell whore, but
I was getting really close to my mouth and just go
whore. Soundboard effect. There we go. That'll do. Okay, that's sufficient. No, this is true. So important context for Tomi Lahren. She a couple of years prior to this, she got dumped by her fiance, presumably for being a cunt. And since then, she has just been on a tear about how terrible and immature and awful men are, and how she knows so many amazing hot women who are so amazing, and how men need to step up their game. And that's kind of become her online brand for the past few years. I actually have another video. I forget what this one is, but I also saved this one to talk about, what I was going to talk about this. So let's play this again.
And unmarried.
Yeah.
I think you can have it all. I'm one of those people that.
Can you have it all?
I do believe that you can.
You can. As you just said, not an executive, not a superstar. Tomi Lahren goes on TV. Everyone knows your name. You're a middle manager at the widget factory, and you do spreadsheets and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You make a decent salary, but not a ton. And you have a few kids. And your husband's working too. You gotta, either you're gonna stay home with your kid, or you're gonna put your kid in daycare. Mm-hmm. Plenty of women put their kids in daycare, but you can't totally have it all, can you? You can't be Donna Reed and Margaret Thatcher.
I disagree with you. Okay. Yes, I do. I'm not saying it's not challenging. I think it can be done. Not everybody wants that life.
There's only so many hours in the day.
Right.
Could you stay up all night with a kid? Let's say you got 3 kids running around. You're waking up constantly. You're cooking the stew on the pot. You got all this stuff, and then you have to be up because Fox and Friends is at 6 a.m. on the East Coast, on the West Coast, and you got to be up. You've had 1 hour sleep. Now, maybe you could say, "I wake up, I'm camera ready, I'm good," but it would be
it would be difficult.
It would be very hard.
Yeah, that level would not be sustainable. But if you work to your full potential, you can afford to have help. Now, some people are like, I can't have a nanny. Oh, that's so awful.
So
I disagree with
someone else.
I believe that
Hold
if
on.
you
Pause it. Okay, see, the couple of things I want to point out about this clip. One, she's believing what she wants to be true, not what is true. Okay,
yes.
This is covert feminism. This is her being a leftist without her realizing it. Two, Do you notice how he is using baby talk to explain reality to her? You notice how much, think about how much more harshly he would be speaking to a man who is saying those same things. Do you see how he's kind of being like, oh, sweetheart, think about it. Try to use your imagination. Try to think about it. This doesn't make sense, does it? Does it? See how gentle. Right. He's being so gentle with her. Mm-hmm. Right. This is why women can't vote, because if he were to speak to her the way he would speak to a man, like if I were in there saying the same dumb shit, he would not be that nice to me. Right. Because we would be having a real conversation about reality unfiltered using facts. And
I also love how she's like, you can have it all. And by have it all, he means you literally have it, or she means you literally have it all, like unlimited wealth to hire unlimited help.
Yeah, she's missing the point of a fucking relationship and a family. She just said her solution was to bring in someone else. To do what she should be able to do while her man works and makes life easier. Like, she doesn't even realize what she just said in that.
No,
that means that she can't do it. She can't be both of those things. And so she has to go for outside help in order to supplement that.
She's so narcissistic. She would rather do Excel spreadsheets than parent her children because she's that important. And she's just saying it out loud. That's what's crazy. She's just saying it like it's not objectionable, and like she doesn't see the contradiction. Like she hasn't puzzled this out. She's just like, no, because in her mind, she feels like it's true that she can be newscaster Barbie and also super mom and also loving wife and also do all of these things. And she can just be like this shining example of like archetypal femininity and excel in all of these domains, because in her heart, she feels like that's true.
Well, right? You can't be super mom and do something else at the same time. Same thing. A guy can't be like a stay-at-home dad and be the breadwinner for the family.
No, for being honest, there's a reason unemployed guys are always better at sex. It's just because you know, Lord don't give with both hands. There's only so much time in the day to practice. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like guys with jobs are tired. And it is what it is. You know, guys, we accept this. We know that we could lose if our girl stays home all day, we could lose her to the unemployed guy who lives down the street because he's out here slinging dick because he has to. That's his survival strategy. You know, it is what it is.
He was justifying his existence from experience.
Hey, let's not. We're not talking about me and how I used to pay rent.
But the way she's talking about it is like, oh, well, she can do every single thing in the day, which is pretty much cap. Like I can't, I'm using Gen Z lingo for real quick. So like I want to go to the gym, but if I'm doing a bunch of other shit and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym tonight. As soon as it gets dark outside, I lay my ass in bed. I'm like, I ain't moving to jack shit. And I wake up in the morning. I'm like, damn, I wasted the whole night. And I start over the next day trying to like see if I can be Superman, but I can't. Like,
do you want to know what it looks like for a woman to be the breadwinner and also the mom all in a day, every single day? It's getting up at 4 a.m, making sure that your kids have their lunches prepared, and then you take them to the bus stop, and then you go to work, drive an hour to work, and then you work your 8-hour shift, sometimes doing overtime, and then you drive an hour home. You come home and you make a meal, and you're falling asleep in your chair in front of the TV at like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
That's not an ideal world. That means that you don't have the connection with your kids unless there's help there to where, okay, maybe you did fall asleep in the chair, but your kids are a pain in the ass and they wake you up because they think it's funny. And then you're awake again because technically you still have home. Guess what? I just described my growing up because of the situation that my family was in. It's possible. It's terrible, and it is grueling, and it is not this picture perfect, oh, you wear a super suit when you go to work and you look beautiful at home too. It is not how we're meant to live. Sometimes your lot in life is you have to live that way, but to seek it is fucking nonsense. And then to go out and say like she does, like that's what she does. It's not what she fucking does, but she wants everyone else to believe that. It's such nonsense. It is not how we're meant to live.
Look, I can set up one scenario where this isn't an absolute mess for everyone involved, and that's only if you're in a multi-generational household where like the grandparents live with you too, and they're retired, so they get to help care for the children, because that way it's very much in the family. There's the family dynamic, and it's much closer. So that is the only way where both parents working and there are kids, where the kids aren't suffering from not having proper time to bond with their parental figures.
Even that's not the reality of now. It's, I mean, how many grandparents that are retired before their mid-70s? No, most of the time the grandparents are full-time workers. Both parents are full-time workers, and that's just to sustain a somewhat not even upper middle, just comfortable middle-class lifestyle.
My grandparents ain't even around, so
I mean, like, it's really my twin sister. Both my parents work from home, so my parents are late 40s, early 50s. So so my twin, when she works, she's currently not working, but when she was working, she dropped her son off at my parents' house, and they'd watch them while they work, and that was allowing for it to be a very tight unit, while also allowing her to get to work. But
see, working from home is not the norm, though. Like, even though it's gone up since COVID, but that's really a small population of people to even and to have both parents doing that. Where they're both home at the same time like that. Other than that, the most people have to travel to go to work, whatever they have to do. So her acting like she can do it all is a bunch of nonsense.
Well, and that's the thing. She's not. She's sitting there from her fucking ivory tower telling people, this is what I do, and it's great. Look at me. So you should do it too. Except what's actually happening is she has sold off her kids to the nanny while she's telling you to do these things, and you're exhausted, so you don't question it because that's your life and your lot in life now. It's such bullshit. I hate her.
In addition to that, you have even though bringing up COVID and the whole point of people going and doing remote work, but even right now, remote work, while is higher than it ever has been, is actually on a major decline because businesses want their employees back in offices. And on top of that, just the cut in workforce that's just happening because of just the nature of the market. So even those remote jobs are starting to become less and less available.
Yeah, because I've done some remote jobs and stuff. So the thing with remote jobs is the reason why it's not ideal for most businesses is because when you're at home, there's distractions. I don't care who you are, unless you built you an office away from everything else thing in your house is still right there, and there's always some sort of distraction. So it might seem some companies might lie and say like, oh well, we're getting more productivity, and it might be at first, but over time it's going to go down because the person can easily get distracted. They got a package coming they need to go get, or they think they can do this in between their breaks and shit.
Oh, I can and I do, sir, but I also get my work done, so...
Yeah, my dad spends most of his time when he's at home working, playing a video game.
Oh, Gail the outlier.
Or he spends all his time trolling Discord servers.
Yeah. Anyway, this is important. All of this, she is speaking purely in the hypothetical. She is in her 30s, single and childless. All of this is hypothetical. Like, she doesn't know if
she's also rich as fuck.
Yeah, and that's the thing. She's also stupendously
has
wealthy.
been for a long time.
Yeah, her entire life. She's been famous for like 10 years. Like, she's basically never not been publicly famous. And
that's just really bad plastic surgery.
Yeah, that's something that I've noticed a lot on the conservative side of the aisle. Not that leftists don't get plastic surgery, but it is certainly, I don't know if this is like a media class thing, if it's just like the media elite, or if it's just like the degenerate narcissism of people who live in like coastal cities and want to be on TV all the time. But I
think it's more that.
It's crazy that like the family values people are like having their faces like stretched and puffed and inflated and Botoxed just as much as the fucking OnlyFans whores. Well, that's crazy to me.
I'll say this to that though. At least they waited till they're adults and not trying to force that on their children.
No, fair enough.
So,
and it's funny when it's from religious people, though.
Yeah, that's wild to
but
me.
I guarantee you, those doctors that do those surgeries, well, if they brought their little Susan or little Johnny there to like their appointment, they're like, oh, they're too young. They have to wait till they're older. But yet, you get all these other doctors doing the other type of shit, mutilations and shit to children, and they're just fine. That's something wrong with that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you seen the National Geographics where like people are trying to cut off body parts and be disabled.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, oh, I won't amputate your arm because it's a healthy arm. You're just crazy or whatever.
Imagine hating. You're just a hater. How dare you not support transabled?
Yeah, you just have to affirm everybody's,
mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, and because they can hold you hostage. Like, oh, you better tell me I'm right, or I might do something.
Yeah. This is true because she's dating in the degenerate media elite class. Her last fiance was a hockey player, so he can just date a younger, more plastic woman that's quieter than you, and he'll be happier. Like, there's nothing you have to offer that he can't find somewhere to do better. And then this one is chicks like this are why we have breastfeeding in Congress. That's exactly right. I think we did a segment on that in this show on this show a few weeks back. That's like serving in government is not about you. By the way, speaking of that, Emerald, if you could actually pull up the next clip, that is a fantastic transition. I'm so good at transitions, guys. You guys don't give me enough
so
credit.
Good at them that you have to sing the praises of it instead of
you guys, because you guys don't give me enough credit for how good I am at transitioning between topics.
Because sometimes you're really fucking bad at it. You go, yeah, okay, next topic.
Which would then really not be.
And then label it as a transition.
That's good. Let's go ahead and repeal the 19th real quick. There we go. All right. And go ahead. And so this, for context, this is let's bring Arza back from jail.
Bite me, bitch.
This is don't tempt me. I am a biter. All right. This is a so things have not been going well in Britain. I don't know if you guys have heard. And this is one of the lady politicians on the floor of Parliament, and she just had a really rough time where everybody told her she did a bad job. And the reason they told her she did a bad job is because the country is being invaded by Muslims and people are getting raped everywhere, and the budget's a disaster, and basically England's on fire and it's her fault. So anyway, let's go ahead and see how she responded to criticism. Go ahead.
Cameras, which have been proven to reduce violence against staff by up to 47%.
Oh, she's crying.
To support staff.
Crying. She's sad. She's sad. Oh,
everybody should just stop their arguments immediately because a woman is crying.
Stop, guys. A woman. She's
stop disagreeing with her.
You hurt her feelings, guys. You hurt her feelings. Stop. I'm being serious. And this is why women should not be in government, because when you fuck up, you're going to get yelled at.
Who is the leader of Britain? Like, do they got a who's their prime minister?
Keir Starmer.
Yeah, Keir Starmer, and he's a dipshit as well. But he's starting to wake up to this idea that maybe unlimited immigration from people who have nothing culturally in common with us is a bad idea, and maybe it's not good. Maybe the fact that there have been like the gags of dudes just like raping bitch or. I don't think I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. Just raping bitches for like years, and they.
I mean, not even like, bitches, little girls.
Little girl. Yeah. I mean, well, little bitches, and they were
and
they were saying like, hey, if you're saying little white bitches is getting raped by Muslims, then you are a racist. And that's what they said. And they were like, nah, it for real happened. I was there the whole time. And they're like, no, shut up, little white bitch. And that was their strategy for that for a while. The police didn't even look into it. And then they started looking into it and they're like, holy shit, all these rapes really happened. So I guess all the people that lied about it would be like terrible people then, right? And all the people who said, hey, you're a racist if you have pattern recognition. All those people who were calling everybody racist would be terrible people, right? Isn't that crazy?
The other thing too, it's not even.
Hold on, go ahead.
First, they had to press charges against the people that spoke out.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Right. Oh,
and arrest them for protesting.
You talked about your attack online. Well, that's a hate crime.
You know, they really had to. Well, they really had to do something about it now because you've had 2 different terrorist cells in Ireland who have spent the last 100 years hating each other's guts, teaming up to fight against the Muslims.
Yes, and I love it. But in the UK, the Muslim, the mayor of London said, "Well, terrorism is just part and parcel of living in a big city, just part of it." Yeah. Where you come from?
Well, it's the whole point. We've seen videos from women, and I think the one that I saw, and I'll see if I can find it, is a woman that's, I believe, in Paris, that she's crying about the fact that she can't even walk in her own city.
Yeah,
she is afraid.
You see them walking pigs because now or whatever.
Yeah, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. So that's why I don't feel bad for these people, because this is what they voted for.
Yeah.
These are the people who voted for unlimited, unfettered immigration because they wanted to be nice. So let's be nice to everybody. This is what I was talking about earlier when I said, if your mentality is be nice to everybody and everybody gets along, and you try to do that with people who are trying to win, then the people who are trying to win are going to waffle stomp you. And that's what's happening because they don't.
And there's even those are the extreme parts of the problem. There's even the less extreme, but still, culturally, impactful. Like you've got in every major city in the UK, you have constant, loud, blaring calls to prayer from the mosques daily.
Mm-hmm. By the way, the Church of England is all but dead.
Yeah, and they pray in the street, wherever they want, whenever they want, and you have to go around them. That's totally not a flex, though. They're just exercising their religious freedom. Yeah.
Well, I saw
totally not just showing who's in charge now.
I saw a video the other day where the guy parked his car at the side and went into the middle of the freeway and started doing this. I would have ran him over, but you didn't hear me say that, YouTube. But he could have just went to the side of the car or the street, like where his car was, but he decided it had to be in the middle of the road and shit. And so cars were moving out the way, which I thought was stupid as well. But at the same time, their government, I mean ours too, to a certain, depending on what state you're in, would arrest you for running them over.
And Islamic law does say you have to do it in a safe place out of the way. You don't do it exactly where you are. You move somewhere unobstructed to do it.
It's because it's a power play. They're doing that to obstruct people so that they know they're more important than everybody else. They're in charge now. They have taken over this area. You have to, by them making you go around them or wait for them, it's all just to show who's in charge. It's a power play.
Well, this is the big example too for us here in the States, is why we don't cater to everybody. No one needs to be catered to. Yeah, you can come to the United States the legal way or whatever, in that sense. But we're not going to just let you just run and take over shit and do whatever the fuck you want because it impedes.
Well, we're not supposed to.
Yeah, I was going to say, I guess it just depends on the admin.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general, like, okay, like that's the we're not here to take care of everyone. Yeah, there might be someone in some country that has some sob story, but we need our citizens taken care of first.
Yeah, so this is a scaled up idea. Allie's making a great point here with this metaphor. Once a woman took in a hurt snake and nursed it to health, and then it bit her, and as it lay dying, she asked why, and she was like, "Bitch, you knew I was a snake." Okay, the point of this story is, you ever been around a girl and you see a raccoon?
No.
And she's like, oh, sorry, this isn't going to apply to Arza, but Iron and Vagabond, you guys have been laid before, so you might have seen this phenomenon. You're out with a woman, and she sees a raccoon, and she's like, "Oh, it's cute. Can we take it home?" And you have to say no. But you actually have to like haul her away from the raccoon because she is completely disconnected from the fact that the raccoon will bite and scratch and could have rabies and all this stuff and would destroy the house, whatever. In her mind, she's coded that raccoon as a baby and she wants to baby.
When did Selena tell you this story? What the fuck? Air out personal shit here.
And this is when you scale that up politically, you get
modern
Muslims are just like innocent victims, and we should come here and baby them and treat them like infants, right? That's what you get. And what you have is a whole country. We have a little bit of that here as well, where you just the people who are there's just absolutely do not have the ability to say no. and they've lost the ability to say no to this like toxic empathy instinct. And well, and part of this is like we have so many childless women now who are a distinct voting bloc. And it's really easy to get on TikTok because they're all addicted to the thing that brainwashes them, right? And convince them to be like absolutely terrified and to keep voting for infinite empathy because you're just pulling on feelings. And there's a deep well of feelings to pull on because none of these bitches got children because you took away their childbearing years by sending them all to college to get degrees in like lesbian basket weaving or whatever. And now they think they're better than everybody.
Well, that's also actually the same thing with like chick vegans or whatever, where they're like, oh, well, like we're smart enough to not eat animals and blah, blah, blah. And, the animals got feelings and all. But then you're like, you bring up, what about any other animal species in the fucking animal kingdom and shit? Like, they don't give a shit. Like, we're the more moral one. Like, okay, even when I hunt with a fucking gun and shit, right?
God damn it.
The gun's the most humane way of killing something, and with a lead bullet or whatever, right? Yeah. And like, okay, it's quick and easy if you do it right or whatever, right? Yeah. And you go look at the animal kingdom, the lion's not giving a shit. It's eating the arm first, and the thing's still squirming and shit, fucking alive. And like, oh, I'll just eat this other body part and shit. Like, let me hunt or whatever. Like, we're doing it in the most humane way possible. Like, go tell that to people in China with the fucking dog festival, like burning dogs alive and shit.
There's a better example of what Theo's saying, and Theo knows about them. You know Labubus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Labubus are little demon...
Emerald, pull up Labubus so we know what we're talking about. Hold on. Pull up some Labubus.
What the fuck is that?
Here, I'll look it up for you. Labubus by the way, are these little demon stuffed animals.
Yeah. They're like designer dogs.
Lena was telling me about that.
Childless women are obsessed with. They're actually designed off of a demon. I forget which one. And they cost like $40, and they're little. No, they're literally.
She hates these things.
And there's a big where there are a lot of conspiracies around that, such as that they're the effigy of a demon, so like you'll get possessed if you own one. But there's one theory out there that women are obsessed with these because it replaces their baby fever.
What
and one thing to boost that
is this shit?
Is there are matching car seats that come with the boo-boos.
No,
you get matching car seats that go on your air vents for your Labubu's. And there are women out there who own every Labubu with every car seat, and they treat them like they're babies. So this is actually being used to supplant their baby fever.
Now I got
actual little car seats. The fuck is this?
I gotta admit, whoever made these, it's great marketing. You built a lore around it.
Yeah. He's the youngest billionaire or millionaire in China.
Marketing to the most idiotic disposable income demographic there is.
So it also said
into stuffed animal.
Honestly, I don't have a problem with it. I just see it.
That's because you have one on your bag right now.
I don't know. What I was going to say was I've been seeing memes of Pokemon's way better than Labubu, and someone has like a little Pokemon attached with them or whatever.
I'm not getting a fucking car seat for my Pikachu.
I don't know, but I think honestly, since I've been I did a class under toy design and shit, I have no problem with it. Like I took a class because there was 1 year the Fugly Ugly dolls. You got those. You got the Money Dunny dolls, which that was a big artist one where people could customize them and shit. Yeah, I just see it the next evolution of that. Like back in my day, I had the Mighty Max shit, whatever. I don't really see the problem with it. Honestly.
By the way, before we get too lost on this, I want to call attention to this in the chat because my raccoon example is perfect. Allie, the most base chick, probably the most base member of the 4%, is defending raccoons as pets.
Have you ever seen them eating food when they're domesticated?
What? Okay.
I would.
Drunken Emerald, the world's biggest fucking simp, jumps in the chat right after her. Is like, I would have a raccoon as a pet.
Well, I would.
No, I would.
He's not gonna fuck you, bro.
You want a domesticated raccoon?
Videos of domesticated raccoons.
Here, I have something that your 4% is going to adore.
I would have a raccoon as well. It's just
what's wrong with you people?
No, it's just the problem is Georgia's the most strict when it comes to even when it comes to animals. They're not like dogs and cats. So that's the only reason why I don't have one right now.
Here, I have the perfect video for all of these women.
Oh yeah, with the cotton candy.
Oh no!
Oh yeah. So there's a big thing where you set up cotton candy outside your house and record raccoon because raccoons like washing their food. So you set up cotton candy and put like a webcam out, and then they go wash the food in the bowl of water, and then it just disappears.
It's gone.
There's a ton of videos like that.
So sad.
Fucking retard. Oh man.
Well, see, raccoons like washing their food. That's why they do that.
See, this one learned not to watch it.
Theo.
Now the difference is you can go like in Arkansas and Oklahoma. There are places where you can buy domesticated bred raccoons for pets. There's another difference between you see a cute one that's nice to you in the wild and be like, oh, can we open the car door? No, we can't.
Yeah, no, we cannot.
Yeah, Georgia, you can't even have domesticated ones. Like
you cannot. Oh, but he's in a dumpster. He's in a dumpster. We should take him home.
Yeah, because he's a trash panda.
He loves the dumpster. That is his home. It's his favorite place in the world.
Respectfully, this is why you guys shouldn't pick your own husbands either.
Wait,
this is the same reason.
Theo, have you looked up tanukis in Japan?
No. see, I fucking told you guys.
I want a red panda. I don't want to.
Diana almost got a baby skunk. Diana just said she almost got a baby skunk.
Oh my god!
No, so
I remember. Yeah, she
Theo,
did. I remember that.
As homework, I want you to look up tanukis in Japan and the whole lore behind them. So basically, they're like these raccoon dogs in Japan, and they can shapeshift. Well, and like their ball, they got giant balls, and all their artworks around the animals' genitals and shit. And they use their nutsack to like transform into humans and a bunch of other shit.
They can stretch their scrotum to glide in the air.
Yeah, you got to look it up. They even got like festivals and shit to this.
Oh, right.
Tanuki, the dog that thinks it's a raccoon. Oh my god, it is, but it looks like a raccoon.
But yeah,
right. God damn.
Now, Shieldwell Dragon mentions opossums. Opossums are fine because they eat mites and bugs and things.
There's an opossum under my shed in my yard.
They very rarely carry rabies. Yeah. Possums.
What I want is I want to get a bat box. So
we had one. My grandpa built one when I was a kid. That's pretty cool.
Because I want some bats.
Mosquito problem gone.
Yeah.
The funny thing you can do with bat boxes, if there's something you want in your yard, and the HOA's like, fuck you can't have this in your yard, you put a bat box on it. In most states, it's now federally protected, and they can't take it down.
Well played.
So, like, you put like a giant like ship mast in the middle of their yard. The HOA's like, get rid of them. Like, I can't. There's a bat box up there.
Chaz. Emerald, could you pull up the next video? We can't show the whole thing, but I think you guys will recognize it from the stills. This is from that British police chick that got popped in the face, and she was like, my nose is fucked up. Yeah, that one. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to show it because it's violent, but if you could just like thumb through it real quick. Yeah. This part. You guys remember this? You guys know the video I'm talking about?
Nope.
I heard about it. I didn't.
It's great. Okay, it's
Someone
awesome.
mentioned it in chat, and that's all I know.
Anyway, her nose is bleeding. So this was there was a Muslim guy who was cutting up. Actually, I don't have the video of the guy. Anyway, he was like cutting up, and he was like he was giant. We talked about this on Rogues Gallery last night. He was a big fucking dude, and she was trying to restrain him, and it wasn't going super well for her. And then she got popped in the nose, and then she was like freaking out about it. And all the other cops, which is a bunch of chicks, by the way, were all gathered around her trying to be like, it's okay. It's okay.
That's because the milk cops are doing their jobs.
Right. It's actually like not okay, though. It's really not okay. Like this is an example of reality always wins. And she's crying.
So in all fairness, when you get hit in the nose, the ability to control the waterworks kind of is out of your hands, but freaking out is not out of your hands.
Yeah, no, she's not crying like she'd be involuntarily. She's like, "Oh my nose is so messed up. I'm gonna be so ugly. Oh my god."
She's worried about how she's gonna look in pictures after this.
Seriously?
Yeah. If we could play the video, I'll send you the video later so you can watch it. But yeah. She's concerned about how she's going to look in pictures
Well,
after this.
honestly, we do have a problem
You're
even
in
here
the
in the States with female officers.
Yeah.
I've seen there was one where like the female officers was trying to chase the dude, couldn't catch up. Like they're not taking care of it, even the dykes or whatever, right? They're like, I don't know if I could say that on YouTube, but
You
do
do
it
it
now.
now. We're also on Rumble,
late.
so
Do you remember what I said like 3
yeah,
weeks
it's not
ago?
the worst thing that's been said on this show.
But donut operator shows a lot of videos where it's like, oh, well, female officer, she's hesitating with shooting with a gun, like the guy, like the fellow officer is getting his ass beat, and she's like shaking with the hand, not doing nothing, and like, come on, and they had to wait for another male officer to show up to take care of the problem and shit, and she was just useless. Another one where she, like the one in Florida where she accidentally shot the guy after like checking his gun or whatever. And
the one where she was pulling it out of his holster, instead of just taking the holster.
Yeah, it's so
like,
retarded.
Motherfucker.
Like, there's so many instances, and honestly, if there's going to be female officers, they only should be allowed to, like, hey, we need to pat down a woman, come along, or some shit, or whatever. Other than that, it just should be male officers.
Because you can't control every situation.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Like, you need to be women. If you want to be in those roles, you need extra fucking training and constant fucking training. Because if you lose that ability and then you're put into a situation that you can't fucking handle because you're a goddamn woman and emotional, that's a you fucking problem.
I actually want to point out that she's getting emotional to yell at women for being emotional.
So the
I'm
transcript of the video goes
level
as
12, okay?
the transcript of the video goes. She says, "I think my face is fucked."
Why
and
is
then
that?
continues. Then one of the other women responds, "You're fine," and he goes, "He fucked up my nose," and it's like, "We'll deal with it." And it's all about he fucked up my face.
Yeah.
Well, in other news, I did find my other multi-tool the other day in the yard.
Excellent.
Okay.
Nice.
Did she at least
So Ellie,
complete
just
the
remember multi-tools.
No, well, okay. So what happened was the male officers who was on the scene. Because the other thing is, British police officers are not armed; they don't have guns.
Right.
So there were male officers on the scene. They took control of the situation and they had him on the ground, like handcuffed with his hands behind his back. And then they curb stomped him extra, so he was like spitting teeth. Like they were really mad that he hit the girl.
Oh yeah.
And that's what happens actually when a girl
Nature.
gets hit. And there's guys around.
Again,
That's
more and
like,
more.
Put
of a
everybody in
reason-
danger, including the guy who got more of a beat down.
yeah. And
Again,
Problem
so,
would have been solved much
But that's also
faster.
part- But that's also part of the reason why a lot of men and vets and stuff don't like women in forward deployed units. This exact reason.
I've used this as an example as to why I don't support women in combat,
Yeah.
because there are so many reasons. Say hello to
Yeah.
my brother.
Hey, brother.
yeah, it's tough. And it sucks because like homie who curb stomped the guy is probably going to get written up for that.
Yeah, he'll
That's
get
not
extra.
good. And he by the way, he probably did what I don't know if it was good police work, but I'm not upset that he did it.
I got a hot
I feel
take
like it's
for a
good
minute.
police work if you were an American police officer. But
Yeah.
maybe
Well,
not.
here's the thing: American cops have guns, so
Well,
he could have
yes.
been like, "Hey, don't fucking move, or I'm going to shoot you." And for a lot of people, that stops them from doing the thing they were doing, and then you can arrest them.
The woman,
Yeah.
she would
got
have had a gun. Might
got
not
a
have
hot-
happened.
I got a hot take as a black person.
Okay.
So other black people watching, they're gonna hate me for this. You know,
Shout out to
sometimes
the 13%.
yes, I do believe that, you know, police brutality sometimes is needed. Like, I'm just saying it outright. A guy that like raped somebody or whatever, I don't care if he's got his ass beat by the cops and like with some nightsticks before getting fully arrested. Like, I think that's certain situations is call for it. Like, I'm not feeling bad. I'm not marching for the guy or whatever. You know, like when the circumstances allow it. If it's like some extreme cases, like go ahead, beat the guy's ass. But that's my hot take, and I think it needs to come back.
Based. Thank you, Bag Pod. But it's like, look, okay, but we're in a situation now, especially in England. They're in a situation now where their country is being overrun by people who do not respect their values. And those people are creating a disproportionate percentage of the problems. Like a lot of stuff that like we don't have that as much here. And also our effort to deal with our immigration issues are different, and our efforts to deal with them are a lot more serious. So England is in a position now where it's just like, the other thing too is their police, I cannot stress this enough, are not armed. So if you're going to have like women police officers and they're not going to be armed, then like the only people they're going to be able to arrest are the guys who let it happen.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you resist at all, it's going to create a problem. And so what really that is like law is only, you only have law and order to the extent that you can enforce it. And at the end of the day, power comes through the point of a gun. So if you don't, at the end of the day, when it comes to like these tense situations where law needs to be enforced, might makes right. And your whole wing of law enforcement doesn't have a whole lot of might. So like the guy, in this case, the guy was the Muslim guy was a lot bigger and stronger. He just kind of like shook his way out, started kicking and throwing hands, and homegirl went down. And I think this is so interesting. This is a point I made on Rogues Gallery last night. Shout out to the Rogues Gallery. Her main concern was that her face was going to get fucked up. So she's probably thinks she's going to look weird in pictures now. And what I was saying is like the whole reason this chick became a police officer was so she could take pictures of her in the uniform and post it on social media, and how she could prove that she was a strong, empowered girl boss and everyone would tell her how great she was. And the reason the police department hired her was for like DEI quota reasons. Like they obviously didn't hire her because she's a great cop. Right. And it's not that, but we also talked about this. There are things that women can do in policing. Like if you want to have a division that investigates dudes' social media and finds out every single possible thing about them, I think that should be women who are doing that. Because I've seen the stuff that women have found out about me without my consent is fucking staggering. Once you're being investigated by these women, it's fucking crazy, like the shit that they can dig up. I think they're good at it. You know, so I would put them in the digging shit up department.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they shouldn't be on the front lines at all. So
no.
Like certain occasions, like as maybe it could be backup, but not on the front lines of stuff. Certain like social stuff, whatever.
No,
cool,
I agree
whatever.
with you. Somebody needs to get the coffee. Somebody needs to plan the bake sale. Somebody needs to get the donuts. I get you. Like
there are admin roles in the military.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hell, there's even like I was in communications, and it was specifically satellite communications. Technically, I was radio, but like in Japan, they didn't have my job. Whatever. Guess what? You don't need to go out on patrols for that. You stay on base and keep the communications up.
In the rear with the gear.
Exactly. So that's even like you can be deployed for that, and technically they need bodies for the patrols and shit. So that also, like, there's an argument against that, or just exert female privilege and we don't want you out there, but you can at least run the gear, because there are the outlier women that have a higher capability up here to do those things, because SATCOM requires maths and things, and I'm not even all that good at math, but I am at least of a level where I can do those things.
Oh, that reminds me too. We watched that video. Was it last week? I don't remember, but it was the guys on the beach where it was normal dudes that don't work out, don't do nothing, versus bodybuilder women and shit.
Yeah.
And they basically creamed the bodybuilder women and everything.
So actually, I was going to bring that up. Like even the outliers, like the women that can beat an average man, are still not going to be able to beat the best of the best. So why wouldn't we put the best of the best out there?
Yeah, that's true. The differences between men and women are actually more exaggerated at the tails of the bell curve. So like a super athletic woman is probably more athletic than an average guy. But if you take let's say the most athletic 100 people in the world, 99 of them are men. And like the most athletic women are not going to be able to compete with the most athletic men, and the strongest women are not going to be able to compete with the strongest men. That's just how it is.
Even a subpar man. Let's look at female sports right now being run over by subpar men taking hormones.
Yeah, dude. Like,
not only that, you don't see women trying to become men going into male sports
and competing in those things. Yeah.
Nope. Not once.
I wonder if there's a reason for that.
Nah.
Yeah, not good.
Even there was a dart tournament where one of the dudes trying to pretend he's a woman was like trying to join, and all the women just like, all right, we just quit. We're not going to compete for darts.
Good,
because even in like it might seem trivial, but there's different eyesight things and stuff when it comes to dart. Like there's different abilities men and women have differently. Like if I'm watching a sport and it's a women's sport, I want to see the best of actual women. I don't want to see some dude that failed to run the 100-meter dash and shit, that he goes into the women's sport and now he's dominating and shit.
Right. You don't want to see a man's ass in booty shorts for the volleyball tournament.
And
Right.
the best part is all of the people who pretend to be trans so they can do well in sports. There are sports where gender differences are borderline negligible, like chess. I saw someone where this.
Even in chess, men and women think differently. So there, you see there too, where there's dudes that will go to a chess tournament that's women's only, and just start dominating.
No, the trannies waffle stomp over there too, because the trannies are disproportionately autistic, and you pretty much have to be autistic to get good at chess, because that's what it requires to get obsessed.
Yeah, but that doesn't
enough
mean
to
ban
be
the trannies. That would be meaning ban the.
Make your
the
own,
autists.
like make your own trans league or some shit. Like
for real.
You don't. We're trying to see the best. Like if say it is chess, right? I'm trying to see who's the best out of women. I don't need to see a dude hop in there and be like, oh, I'm gonna go. I'm now a female, and I'm gonna go dominate this shit. No, go make your own fucking league. You don't like.
See,
and this
I'm
is
not
part of the
disagreeing with
participation trophy bullshit again. And like we're just giving people, we're giving like a small percentage of population to like curve how we think and move on fucking eggshells for them. Like fuck them.
Yeah, I don't care if it's tic-tac-toe. Okay, or a board game with absolutely, even though, like you said, when men and women do think differently, again, even though what Jasmine said, like there's no difference in the human brains, like fucking
bullshit.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
When you Google, just ask the question to Google. Google tells you that.
Just the
fucking
fact
Google.
that statement was said completely disproves her point.
I kind of liked her. Honestly.
Well,
you guys
give a shit if you liked her.
She was sweet.
Thing. How come?
She was
Okay,
nice.
say the thing with chess is
Being
correct.
nice and intelligent are two separate things.
How come you don't see? How come you don't see women trying to become men go to men's chess things? You don't. It's always one direction. Men and women think differently. It's okay to be fucking different. Stop trying to put everyone in one box and fucking like, oh well, no one needs to be anything or whatever. Like Theo says, Theo could play against Michael Jordan if for all you can say or whatever. Sorry.
Honestly, I'm perfectly fine with women trying to go into like a male dominated thing, like so the chess. Like if it's separated men's league, women's league, if a woman wants to put herself in that situation to see if she can actually dominate in it, that's fine. But I am not okay with the reverse because of the averages.
Well, and then this is the misconception too, and when it comes to like the NFL, MLB, NBA, there's nothing that expressly excludes women from trying out and trying to be on those teams. Nowhere does it say that.
Except biology.
It's a matter of ability to be able to compete at that level to even be able to make the team. Plus, you guarantee you, the owners already know that it's going to affect the overall team, not in a good way. Because it goes back to, again, the whole point of being right there on the front lines in a combat group. It's the same thing.
I see how it is, shield wall.
That's the thing. What do you say? Hold on.
Was it me or?
No.
In certain situations, the presence of women can de-escalate a situation. Is that not it? What is it?
No, his most recent comment.
Hold on. Oh, there he is. I don't want my women to be like a dude. Don't knock it till you try it.
Tomboys are the hottest.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, I don't mind.
Present company excluded.
Hey, I was totally expecting that. Don't worry.
Damn, Arza, meow.
God damn it.
Touch grass, where the women act like men and the men act like women. Okay.
In the middle.
We're
right now,
doing
currently,
good.
Oh, speaking of touch grass, so Lethal Lightning went to a con in Australia. So someone cosplaying with a sign that says "touch grass," and he had a plate of grass for people to touch.
Nice.
Was it on his crotch?
No.
It wasn't my missing push.
That's the opportunity.
Hold on. I have an idea for the next Vegas meetup.
Oh God.
This could be
Theo's
good.
going to arrive
Hold
in a
on. Hear me
bikini
out.
of grass,
Hear me out.
and Theo would be wearing it.
This is a great idea.
Whenever Theo starts with "Hear me out," don't.
Hey, you're supposed to be on my side. What the fuck?
Says who?
I'm putting you back in timeout. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's better. All right, Emerald, can we bring up the next video? I forget what it is, but I remember wanting to talk about it. Hey, no, not the banner. Don't change the banner.
Oh, not that. Oh, I thought you were talking about it.
She's not the voice of reason just every time she talks, bro. I'm gonna need you to tone down the simping. I need you to turn it back to a 7 because you've been fucking crazy today. You're just taking advantage of the facts that I can't afford.
Just because I want a raccoon as a pet. Okay.
Yeah.
Great for the video.
Go ahead. Okay. By the way, for context, this is from the
Boys.
Daddy podcast. This is the most popular podcast for women. This is their Joe Rogan. So, Gal, I'm sure you've never heard of this, but
Is this Call Me Daddy?
Actually, the only reason I heard of it wasn't Kamala on it at one point during the
she
election.
was.
That's
Yes.
the only reason I'd heard of it. So,
Where they spent a whole bunch of money to recreate the set at a different location because she would not travel to that location or the actual studio. So spent money to make a set.
All right.
Here we go.
Anyway, so this is advice that was given to millions of impressionable retarded women. Go ahead.
I'm not even mad at you have to be next to a powerful man. Go ahead, get next to him and use him to level up. Just step right on him and just level up. Don't stay under him. If you do what you have to do, girl, use him, get right next to him, pick his pockets, and keep it moving. It's okay, And I'm not mad at any, woman who does whatever she can to get where she needs to go.
I agree.
Just get there and keep it moving. Don't be in an apron cutting his meat, honey.
I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised she took the time out of her day to take the cock out of her mouth to say that.
Well, no, it's besides that point. That's the exact same mentality of these women going after sports stars and then claiming that they were sexually assaulted by them to get money.
Girl.
It's the exact same. That's the exact same kind of line of logic.
Yeah.
Okay.
This right here is why I don't like women.
She would. That
That's their
chick
first
would.
instinct. Sorry,
Okay.
go.
She would totally change her mind if someone brought up Weinstein.
Well, because here's the thing: if you're going to advocate for a low trust society where everybody's just out for themselves and doing what's good for them, you're also saying you're giving the green light for men to do that too, and men are going to do that better than you, and you're going to enable people to get really hurt, and you're going to enable people like Harvey Weinstein to just do whatever they want. He was doing that because it was good for him and nobody could stop him.
I have a question for her. What are her thoughts on dudes having friends in the industry that they're in or family members and utilizing those connections to gain a footing?
Well, she's not here, but I'm guessing she would say that's a manifestation of the tyrannical sexist patriarchy that keeps men in power and oppresses women. Yes.
Interesting.
You know what I've never heard a man say? That woman is in a lower socioeconomic status, so I'm not going to date her.
I see where you're going with this, sir.
Fairness, that's because I can't find anyone in a lower socioeconomic status.
This is true. Look at his room.
Hey, the room. I have a cross.
You have
This is Spartan efficiency. I have a cuck chair now. What more do you want from me? I hid the lotion, which, by the way, is for my dry skin.
He meant baby oil.
My skin is dry. I live in the desert.
My guy, lube is for dry stuff too.
It's for dry skin. You know what? I don't have time to litigate this with you guys right now. It's my show. We're talking about women.
Is it?
Jesus Christ. Okay, Gal, you're getting too much positive attention in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and check her out for a second. Okay, does anybody else want to talk?
Well, to what Shield Wall Dragons was saying, what was it? So if some guys was like, hey, fool women into loving you, then just pump and then just dump them. That sounds like something Andrew Tate would say or some shit.
Yeah, for real. This is what it strikes. It's like I think girls are inundated with Andrew Tate type advice just as much as guys are, which is to say, I've said for a long time. This is probably the third or fourth show in a row I've said this, that the red pill is girl boss feminism for men. It's just you're a strong, empowered man who don't need no woman. You know, get your bag, king. Just be rich and be childless and die a genetic dead end, and that's a good life, king. Sorry, Iron. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, I like that she threw in the pick his pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So go in, seduce a guy, get whatever you want out of him. Use him to take his money by any means necessary. Even if you have to, maybe skirt the truth, because he was mean to you and didn't let you pick the movie that one time. Remember that? Yeah. Makes it okay.
She's the type of woman that will complain about sexism and like misogyny, but she's the one that perpetuates it by saying those things. Like, men are mad at women because they're like using them.
Yeah.
To gain ground. Like, what?
Here's the thing. I saw this, and what that means is it made it to my side of the algorithm. And what I see on my algorithm is the stuff I show on this show. So that means this did not necessarily end with its target audience, which means if I saw this, a lot of men saw this. So what she's done is just pissed in the dating pool and just she's contributed to this phenomenon of giving men a bunch of reasons not to approach women, not to commit with women, not to interface with women, because they assume that they all think like this. Because I don't know. I think men will take things at face value. Like, most women probably do not think like this, but the ones that have podcast microphones certainly do. And they're saying it out loud, right? And those are the ones that we hear. So poor Arza, who's never seen a woman in his life, he sees this, and that's what he thinks all women are like. Shout out to Arza.
I will say I don't mind being stepped on, ladies out there.
I knew you were going to say some shit like that. I knew you were going to say some shit like that.
To your point, Theo, the biggest problem is every woman I've ever met is like that. Because all of these, because that's all feminism is it's teaching women these extremely toxic ideas that if men embody, it's called toxic masculinity. And the reason women hate toxic masculinity is because it's just what they already believe for the guys they want to subjugate.
It's what they created. They did this.
I mean, I went to a 4-year program in a red state, and I come out of it, and all but like 2 women that I've met all have this mentality.
Yeah, well, I will say a lot of those girls those beliefs will drop immediately, assuming they meet the right guy. And I've noticed that. Like, I wonder how much of that is sincerely held, like, I've thought this through and I believe it and I use it to guide my life, and how much of it is I'm just saying what everyone around me is saying.
Are a shield against meeting the right guy, because it means that no guy is right for her.
Yeah.
Feminism is cured when you meet a good guy, but if you cannot conceive of a good guy, you cannot think of a good guy, then you will never recognize one.
I say it's cured only, even if they meet the right guy, they also need to be in a setting where there's no background.
Audience.
Yeah, no, like, okay, so say a girl was like extreme leftist. She found a guy that she likes that's like super like American proud and everything. They move to the countryside where everyone's like-minded like him. She's not having background women telling her, oh, that's misogynist, that he's doing this, and this. They don't. But if you're like somewhere like San Francisco or Los Angeles, and the other end, where they're probably already getting into divorce or some shit a couple of years down the line because her girlfriends are telling her, you can do better than this and all that. I think it also depends on this, basically the situation, like what the surroundings are like as well.
No, that's true. Okay, let me run this by
This
is something Stefan Molyneux tweeted a while ago. I don't have the tweet in front of me because he tweets like 1 million times a day.
I
But
don't know who that is.
You should follow him. He's awesome. But one of the things that he said is that men kind of have an obligation to save women from feminist brainwashing, which is to say, if you meet a woman who is currently a feminist and she's persuadable, which a lot of them are, once you get them isolated from the estrogen hive mind, that it's actually like men's job to do that. And the fact that there's so many single women is why we have so many problems, that it's men's responsibility to like marry these unpalatable harpies and like put babies in them so that they act right. What do you think?
Well, I mean, we see evidence of that is going back to the TikTok videos or whatever, right? Well, how many TikTok videos do you see of women like, it's too late, she was listening to all these other women telling her to do this, get the bag or whatever. And now they're like, oh, I don't have kids yet. Time's running out. I'm in my late 40s or whatever type of bullshit. As opposed to someone that just went with their heart and got the guy with their dreams from the get-go instead of like trying to be the career female or whatever and are living happily ever after. Not saying it's always perfect.
Mm-hmm. I think that it expands beyond just feminism. It is a person's job to protect others from social contagions. And feminism is a social contagion. I mean, with the idea of that we've talked about with that pragmatic atheism or Christianity, like an atheist's job is to preserve Christianity under that mindset. A man's job is to preserve normal gender dynamics and protect against feminism. Normal, sane people's job is to protect others from transgender ideology. It is a sane person's job to protect others from a social contagion. Only problem is we were told that protecting somebody from that social contagion is obtrusive and discriminatory and controlling, and we're shamed away from doing it. So that's why all these people now are exposed to the contagion unobstructed.
This, by the way, side note, this is completely true. I've seen this play out in real life numerous times.
Well, it kind of comes down to the whole point with the JoJo Siwa.
Yes, JoJo Siwa was a whole lesbian, and then she met a dude she was attracted to, and now she's a fucking trad wife.
Well, I would argue she was never a lesbian. It was that's what it was the hip thing. Same thing with a lot of these kids nowadays, right? It's now popular to say you're trans, even if they're not into it.
It's rude to be like, "Hey, that idea is retarded. Don't think that." Like we've developed social norms where the only appropriate thing to say if you say something ridiculous is, "Hey man, whatever makes you happy, bro," which is, by the way, not something I would say to someone I cared about. Whatever makes you happy is something I say when I don't want to continue the conversation. Like if I'm riding around with my Uber driver and he's like, "I was thinking about cutting off my dick and duct taping it to my forehead. What do you think about that?" I'd be like, "Whatever makes you happy, bro." Just because I don't want to talk anymore. That's all I want to know about this.
And your
point in the Rumble chat.
Destination.
Yeah, hold on.
Undeniable truth. Number 14. Feminism was established so as to allow unattractive women access to the mainstream of society. Megadittos, Rush Limbaugh.
Shout out to Rush Limbaugh, the godfather, granddaddy of what I'm doing here today. God damn. That's incredible. Yeah. But yeah, we have social norms that basically say you can't disagree with anybody, and you can't disagree with anybody's lived experience. You can't ask anybody for proof that what they're feeling is true. You can't, because that's considered rude, because you might hurt their feelings. And causing somebody momentary emotional discomfort is the ultimate evil under leftism. Meanwhile, under Catholicism, suffering is good and is teaching you a lesson. So making other people suffer by extension, probably pretty good. Okay.
I would argue
theocratic
that's not
fascism. Let's do it.
That's not
theocratic fascism.
Reality.
Let's do it.
Just normal humanity, my guy.
Yeah, well, reality does have a strong Catholic bias.
No.
Heyo, theocratic fascism. Let's bring it back.
We'll never get
Let's do it. Let's do it. Are we not?
No.
The Pope's from Chicago. Get with the times. All right. What was I saying? Yeah, it's like rude to like disagree with people even if they're being retarded. And I know that's hard for us.
Politics. It's all, we got to make everybody feel happy and good. And if you make somebody feel not happy or good, you are the Satan, and we got to get rid of it.
You know what's paradoxical about that? And I'm sure you could attest this because you were on a college campus more recently than me, Arza, so you probably know more about this. But like that ethos of making sure everybody feels emotionally good all the time gives everybody a tremendous amount of anxiety because everybody's walking on eggshells. Yeah. And you kind of let the lunatics run the asylum a little bit, because then the people who set the temperature for the conversation are psychotic white women and the pronoun brigade. And that's who decides what you are.
And loudmouth black women. I want to add that.
Yeah. Fair enough. I didn't say it.
He said it. Yeah.
No, NGM Studio says they think criticism is bullying and should be banned or blocked. They malfunction when they have to hear it now.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous. And it's because of the fucking participation trophies. It created snowflake mentality. And that just turned into the fucking identity politics that wokeism is. And it has made it where everyone is so fucking soft that has that mindset. Yeah.
They don't have the ability to tolerate unpleasant truths about reality because their whole worldview is built around believing what they want to be true is true. Like a man can become a woman and be just as hot as a regular woman with factory parts. And straight men will want to date that new woman plus, whatever. And it's like, it's nice. That's a nice idea. Oh, maybe the world would be a little more fair and just
not a nice idea.
I mean, for them it is, because they want to be a hot woman because that's what gets them hard. So it makes them come, is the idea of themselves as a hot woman. So wouldn't it be nice if they could live that out? That'd be super cool, because then they get to come all the time and they'd get multiple orgasms because they're a woman now.
Part of it is for you to deny a reality. Remember was it Sonic, where it was the Mexican worker? And like the manager took the guy, like, hey, get out of my parking, stop blocking the window. Yeah. And he was like, what do you say when you look at me? And what do you think I am? He's like, well, I look at you now, I think you're a man. And the guy turns the camera on himself, and like it just looks like a dude with a fucking wig on or some shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And thinking that was
I was thinking he had a wig. It was just a blouse.
Yeah. And it's just like, that's my objection is, they're not talking about it. Vagabond, I'm sure you see what I'm talking about because you're very libertarian. This is not about that guy's personal freedom to wear a dress, because he's already wearing the dress, right? He wants other people to do stuff, and he wants to be able to force them to participate in his delusion / kink. And that's my objection. I don't want to be a part of your kink. Well, and that goes with most people. I don't want to be a part of most people's kinks.
It's also the what's that saying? The king's naked or whatever, and everyone has to pretend it isn't.
Emperor's new clothes. Yeah.
And it's like, I'm the asshole for pointing it out. Like, bro, I can see your Adam's apple. This is not working.
No, it's not that you can see the Adam's apples. You can see their fucking erection.
No, yeah. What's crazy? I had a conversation that really bummed me out with a relatively young transgender comedian that I knew once, and this person told me basically this person has to date on Grindr and has to fuck gay men, and this person was telling me, I have a hard time accepting the fact that I'm never going to look enough like a woman that straight men are going to be attracted to me. And I'm like,
that's not the
it sucks to suck, bro. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. That just ain't how the game goes. I don't know what you want me to say.
Not everybody gets what they want.
You don't get to have everything, right? Like, Zendaya won't return my calls. Like, it happened.
That's how you know it's a kink, because he's like said straight men. He wants straight men to fuck him. Yeah. It should be, you just find someone attractive, and if they find you attractive back and you start a relationship, that is what it is. Not, I need straight men to fuck me. Like, that makes it a kink.
But that,
I have a bit of an idea as to what's with a lot of these trans people where it's not kink related. I think, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. I've had an idea that the problem is these people don't know what it's like to be attractive in them as themselves. They only know what they're attracted to, and they don't look like what they're attracted to. So, like, the guy's like, women are beautiful. Yeah. I'm not a beautiful woman, so I'm not beautiful.
Yeah, how much of this is, like, boys that are being raised to hate men and masculinity?
Well, same with women who hate femininity. Women, they don't know how to be an attractive woman, but they know that what they like in guys, and so they think that they must
also the other thing too.
Mental illness.
Well, yeah, what I hear a lot when you look at like young women who transition is, especially if they're very young, they're going through puberty and they're staring down the barrel of the messaging they're getting from the culture is that to be a woman is to be a Kardashian. You either have to be like a fucking, plastic blow up doll for male consumption, or a lot of them are seeing porn. And so they're seeing fucking Lily Phillips get ran through by 1,000 dudes and get like choked and spit on and all this shit. They're like, that's what being a woman is. That sucks. Here's the thing. If that's what you think it is, you'd much rather be the spitter than the spitty. I think we can all agree on that. Right. So by comparison, being a man looks better. And so I totally get if that's but there's that's not what being a woman is. And that's not what being a man is either.
I do want to add it. I think this also goes back down to parents not seeing what their kids are watching on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was watching 15 Minutes of Shame, but it was Jack Doherty. And if you don't know, Jack Doherty, the way he makes his money is he finds girls who are like 17 years old, and then by the time they turn 18, he gets them to sign a contract to join OnlyFans or whatever under his shit or whatever, right?
Oh, he's a creep. Got it.
But so here's what happened. The other day he was at Target before getting kicked out. Parents are like walking their like 12-year-old girl to him, and they're like, "Hey, my daughter wanted to take a picture with you." And I'm like sitting there like, okay, obviously
why does
the
your
parent.
daughter know this?
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's what I'm saying. Well, like the daughter, like, well, same thing I'm thinking, Gal, is why does the daughter know who this guy is? And he's also the guy that's like paying bodyguards to bump into people and being an asshole. But the way he gets his money is he'll hang out with girls who are like 17, 16. And then once they turn 18, makes them sign a contract under him.
Brooms them.
My second reaction to that is, did the parents ask her who it was when she said?
No, they saw him at Target and they're like, "Hey, my daughter wanted to take a picture with you," and so they're taking pictures.
So why is your instinct to just be like, okay, instead of say, well, who is that?
Well, because
some random dude or something.
Okay, but when the parents were younger, somebody famous that a little girl would know would be like a pop singer or something. It'd be like Justin Bieber or whatever. So they're like, "Oh, this guy's probably like Justin Bieber." Because you look at him, I don't think
he looks like him. Like,
pull up. Can you pull up a picture of Jack Doherty, Emerald? Because this guy does not look like he can grow a beard.
Ask the question. If you don't know who it is, you don't ask the question. Like what?
Well, no, okay. But if you ask who is that, they'll say, "Oh, he's just an internet influencer."
Well, here's the difference. Bro. Back in the day, say the 60s and 50s and shit, there's no internet. Like we all hear these guys on the radio, and you might run into a celebrity or some shit. Take a picture, fine, or whatever, right? But in the day of the internet where all kinds of bad shit happens, you as a parent should know fucking better of what your kids are fucking watching. That's hands down, and stop relying on the government to do that job, because the government's not going to filter what your kids are going to be watching for you.
Yeah, okay.
You should be asking who it is and then having them show you exactly.
And do your research outside of what your kids are telling. Honestly, do your research outside of what your kids tell you who that person is.
Yes.
So here's a picture of him with one of his. I want to be
trafficking victims.
Yeah,
proteges.
Oh fuck!
God. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude's inseam is entirely too short.
Now, recently, so this okay. So a little backstory.
He's
also,
21, I think.
He's super early 20s.
Yeah. So another thing about Jack Doherty, he's one of those annoyance YouTuber bloggers. Will go and as Vagabond was saying
obnoxious
earlier,
in public.
He goes obnoxious, and he will like get in people's faces to get try to elicit a reaction of getting hit himself. And he has this really, really big black bodyguard that will immediately get in between. So he gets it he will drive people to the point where they're like so pissed off they're going to attack him, and then the big bodyguard comes in immediately.
Isn't this also the guy that crashed?
Yes, that's the other thing. He had this extremely expensive car. He was speeding on a wet Florida highway when looking down at his chats while driving at excessive speeds on a wet highway, crashed the vehicle.
I
think it was a Lambo.
The other thing about him, his mom and his parents is also the part of the problem. So before he even turned 18, when he was like 9 or 10, right? His mom, asked his mom, "Can we go to Mr. Beast's house or whatever?" And I'm gonna stand, or Jake Paul's or whatever. Though I'm gonna stand there and keep ringing the doorbell till I could see them and shit. So it all starts with the parents, honestly, with him too, and the whole thing is. But now he's only like 22 or whatever, or 23. And his whole stick is, all right, I'm going to get these girls to sign up with OnlyFans under me and shit.
Yeah.
So here's actually a picture of what we were talking about, what I was bringing up. Share it real quick. He was not even, and the thing is he was concerned about, after the crash, he was concerned more about content, not the fact that his passenger was bleeding from his head.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
He crashed another car in Dubai recently and blamed it on his girlfriend.
Oh, is that a Bugatti?
Mm-hmm.
That might be a Bugatti.
No, McLaren or
McLaren.
something.
Okay.
But he crashed another car he rented in Dubai and then brought the car back, and then just before he can face the consequences, just flew out of Dubai.
Yep.
Oh, and he just recently crashed a boat to somebody else's boat in Miami or whatever.
This guy's it's individuals like this that I have no problem with just locking up as a public safety risk.
Yeah. Also, I want to address this because he's saying shield wall, making an interesting point here. This would be happening if women stop falling for this crap. And this is like, yeah, and it would be awesome if I jizzed Lucky Charms, because then I would have free breakfast every day. But that's not going to happen. Women are going to keep falling for this crap because guys like this are going to continue to exist. And it used to be we had social institutions in place that would stop people from doing stuff like this. It used to be when women chose to do sex work just for attention, we would shame them and be like, whore, stop doing that. And then that would be enough to keep them from doing that. And now we tell them, yes, queen, and they're strong and empowered. And you're so great. And so we've completely, this is what we need to bring back shame. And we need to shame this guy and shame all the bitches that hang out with this guy and all the parents who let this happen. And also the fact that nuisance streamer is a job. Why is nuisance streamer a job? Why is it a job to just go out and bother people and film it?
Well, here's my thing with the nuisance
stance against nuisance streamers.
Well, the problem with nuisance streamers, I don't even think it's the platform Kick or Rumble or whatever it is. It's we have gone so far in society that we easily let people get off for doing the most heinous shit anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we can't keep this guy in jail because he's black and he can't afford bail, so we're gonna let the guy out. And 24 hours later, he just murders another person or some shit, which happened where they at somewhere I forget where it happened. Or the guy in New York that just keeps getting out and like ended up stabbing a bunch of people after like doing the no knockout game and shit.
Yeah.
Then and the problem is a Kick is just allowing it to be filmed. But the problem is a lot of things in our society, we're just easily letting people. Same thing with these riots in fucking Los Angeles and shit. The reason why they're happening in Los Angeles is Los Angeles made rules where you can't arrest someone unless they sell $1,000 of merchandise. So people can ransack a store, and as long as they make sure it's not $1,000, they just get right out. Yeah. And cops in LA can't do pit maneuvers in certain areas anymore. They had to get permission. So now you see police chases that should be finished within like 10 minutes, 20 minutes max. News helicopters have to go refuel on gas because the chases keep happening. It's so fucking retarded.
So they have to follow traffic rules in a traffic chase.
Yes, I've seen the slowest chases, and the news helicopter and even the police helicopters like, oh, we got to go refuel for gas, and because like the police are just the one chase I watched, a guy was doing fucking donuts in the middle of the freeway, waited for the cops to show up, and then took off again. And it's just he got all these cops, and the cops just can't do anything. because they're not allowed to do the pit maneuver. Like if you watch a GSP or Arkansas State Trooper video, they'll pitch you into the fucking trees and not give a shit over like 200 miles an hour and shit. And like if you died, oh well, should have slowed your ass down.
Yeah, well, so I think one of the points you're making is like if Los Angeles actually enforced their criminal laws, then a lot of these people who were out protesting would be in jail already.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's the only, like, okay, you see like the cop city shit here in Georgia, and they found out everyone they arrested is not even from fucking Georgia. They're fucking from Oregon and shit. And like, one guy shot at the cops, so the cops just blasted him to death or whatever. And he shouldn't have shot at the cops or whatever, right? And but like, get the shit over with. You don't see, like, there might be a riot or two, but you don't see it go on for like weeks on end in fucking other states besides these blue cities and blue states and everything. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. And the other thing too is that if you have too much compassion for criminals, then you're actually being really callous towards victims. Because that's a thing you got to figure out is like all this like bad shit where you're like, oh, look at this poor person who this is that misplaced infant mentality we were talking about earlier. This is how we do that in America, where we're like, oh, think of the poor criminal. And it's instead of like, no, think of the people that were victimized, like think about them.
It's so funny when it becomes like a sexual assault, believe all victims scenario.
Right.
Like how do those two ideas?
Well, because sexual assault is worse than murder, because murder mostly happens to men and sexual assault mostly happens to women. So sexual assault is worse.
No. Sexual assault, reported sexual assault mostly happens.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to use statistics and data, then that's unfair. That hurts my emotions.
Well,
I don't care.
We got same thing right now. We got fucking states now, like mainly blue states are like, oh, well, math and shit's racist, so we need to dumb the shit down, whatever. For
oh my god, which is the most racist thing I could possibly imagine.
Oh, shut up.
Like, if we don't make math easier, black people can't do it. That's retarded. That cannot be a real thing. And the leftists think that they're the compassionate ones for that. That's compassion. Right. Like, not like, which, by the way, what you are doing, if you do that, is you are absolutely shooting in the foot the opportunities of any black person who wants to take control of their life and wants to advance themselves in the world by just shooting the education in the foot and just assuming that they can't do it. You are taking away their opportunity. You're kneecapping them right at the beginning of their life in terms of their opportunities to actually get ahead and advance.
But it goes to the whole point. The master got to keep his slaves uneducated to maintain the rule over them.
Actually,
keep them on the teat of the government using all of the welfare systems so that they're enslaved again to daddy government.
Actually,
the same thing that they're doing, and that's why they lower these standards just to get them through the school system. And the liberal mind on that is it's compassion. We're just caring about not hurting their feelings because they can't pass math.
It's treating them like toddlers when you should be reprimanding them. You're being an overprotective mother saying, "Oh, honey, it's okay, don't cry. I'll give you this.
No, and actually,
I'll make your life easier."
Yes, actually, having standards for people is how they get better. Yes. And people respond really well to standards. Actually, people respond really well when you ask them to aim up, and when you say, "You know what, I think you could do better." People respond well to that. Actually,
because it gives you a sense of self. It makes you respect yourself because you had to work to get to it.
But if you respect yourself,
have that.
Right, but if you respect yourself, then you won't become a leftist.
Exactly.
I remember one book that I had to read in, I think, middle school was all about these three black doctors who were like, fuck it, we have no role models, so we'll be each other's role model. And all three of them managed to become doctors after living in the hood their entire life.
Crazy.
Because they had to push themselves, because they had to live up to the expectations of everybody else. But when you don't have to follow anyone's expectations, you're allowed to just sit there and be a blob and worthless member of society.
I bet you that they competed, and that's how they kept each other in check. They competed for it because competition is healthy. not participation trophies.
Yeah.
But I'm on participation trophy. I won't have any at all.
Yeah, because you suck. If you suck, bitch. Get better.
You actually, that prevents people actually knowing the things that you suck at and things that you don't suck at. That feedback is actually really important because you know what to focus your attention on. You know where you need work and you know what you kind of excel at. And I'm a big fan of just tripling down on what you're good at and, going for it and trying to do that. And you can't really if you're not getting good feedback, if everybody around you is just going, you're doing amazing, sweetie, then you can't get accurate feedback and you can't construct a picture of reality that's useful from that feedback, because you're not getting real information. So that's no good. All right, folks, we've been doing this for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Anything else anybody wants to say? Or are we doing outros?
It's only been 2 hours and 14 minutes and 58 seconds.
All right. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh no, I do have one last thing to say.
Okay.
Now that it dawned on me.
Okay.
Does anyone know where I could get him a domesticated raccoon?
Not in Georgia.
Well, there are people domesticating foxes and coyotes too. And they're working.
Yeah, well, I live in the apartment is more inclined for not necessarily a coyote, but maybe a raccoon.
Okay, but no, you frequently have to put raccoons in diapers, and that's kind of a pain in the ass.
Well, I did find that here in Georgia, we do have a capybara cafe. I'm gonna go to it where you sit there, get coffee, and pet capybaras.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's North
not.
Georgia.
They're giant rodents. That's the world's biggest rodent. It's not cute.
What's wrong with? Hold up. Have you seen a chinchilla? Rodents aren't a bad thing. Chinchillas can hold things.
Chinchillas are good for two things. They're good as cat toys and they're good as coats. Nothing else.
They are also very soft. And you can
That's why they make such good coats.
You can give them things and they will hold them. But they're actually really stupid because their fur is so thick that if they get wet, they'll die because the water can't evaporate, so they'll just rot to death.
Yeah, so you have to give them a
it's like
dust.
a rat.
No, okay. That thing has like a really tiny body. What you're looking at is all puffy fur. Its fur is thick as fuck.
Speaking of which, Drunken Arrow, bacon, and peanut butter and jelly go good on a burger.
You want to know what? I brought that up during my show, and there were a few people that said, they've tried it and they like it.
People get pissy at me for putting ketchup on pancakes.
What?
What the fuck kind of backcountry Montana inbred bullshit is this? Is this what the Church of Latter-day Saints
everything on your plate? No, you have to eat everything on your plate.
What the fuck?
And the pancake fell into the ketchup.
I'm really glad your camera's really blurry because I don't want to have to look at you after saying that.
Oh God.
It's so funny because it's clear to me. I hate when it does that shit.
Christ.
But it's funny. Last night when we were ranking all the burger toppings, people kept getting mad at me for judging the most important metric. There is one metric that matters above all else on a burger: how fucking wet it is. And if I brought up the wetness of any of the toppings, people got mad at me.
Well, it was not okay. That wasn't the issue. It was the fact that almost everything on the list, that's just going to make for a really wet burger. It's wetness. It's just It's just going to be really wet.
Because you don't want too wet of a burger, but you also don't want a dry burger. The wetness of a burger is one of the most important things. Because if it's too wet, you can't put it down because you won't be able to pick it back up.
You need that moisture between the buns.
Are you talking about the buns?
Well, if it's too wet, then it'll sog into the buns and destroy the quality of the bread.
Again, that's why mayo is there, is to be billed as a shield.
I agree, but mayo doesn't always cut it. Sometimes it's just too wet, which Theo has no experience with.
Ours are like thick mayo.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Yes, I'm a mayo advocate, gal. Suck it up.
I'll lose my black card again. I think mayo's fine. And mayonnaise.
Mayo is the best condiment. It is. It goes great on everything.
I don't necessarily put it on my burgers, but I put it on like my sandwiches. So,
you ever had it on French fries? It's good.
Okay, so people call it fry sauce. My family calls it goop.
Okay, right there. She just said it. I brought that up last night, and everyone else on the panel was like, "What the hell is fry sauce?"
First of all, my family calls it goop, but it's ketchup and mayo.
Yeah.
And you mix it up.
Yeah.
And it's fucking delicious.
You also call it mayo chop. That is a name for it.
That's the Heinz version, because fry sauce, I believe, actually is a registered trademark of a different company.
Of Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
I will say this. So if sometimes it depends on the meat, but like a good like burger where that's like a juicy burger where you bite into it and the juices of the burger like drip down to the butt, I think that's fine.
Theo, this is a clean conversation. This is a conversation exclusively about hamburgers.
Bro, you said the word wet like 17 times on my podcast. We're about to get
matters. It matters.
Okay. The age-old question.
Wet better than moist?
Yeah.
Medium rare for steak or rare.
I'm leaning towards a nice little bit of darkening on the outside, but it needs to still be somewhat bloody on the inside, and it's warm.
Exactly.
Medium rare.
Okay.
Medium rare all the way.
Theo?
All right. Speaking of too wet to put down.
Oh my God! What are you, a well?
Gal, are we ready to do outros? I feel like I'm ready to do outros.
It's your show, man. When we let it.
You want to talk about more stuff.
No, well, we just
stop.
We just talked about.
Am I the only one that just caught this? Did Theo just ask permission of Gail to end the show?
No, I really wanted to do. No, I wanted to do. I wanted to stick the landing on. Speaking of too wet to put down, but then so I wanted to go straight to Gal for that, and then but you guys, because you were so boisterous, just kept interrupting me to talk more about food. This is why you are all so fat. I would encourage you to think about your lives differently.
Food,
focus on things that matter. Do not ever pollute the airwaves of Touch Grass with your gluttonous bullshit ever again. I regret inviting all of you. All of you have made me ashamed to have ears. This is not an enjoyable podcast. This sucks. God, the fucking cats! We gotta have a cat policy on this show. I am so sick of every time I start to cook, your fucking cats jump in. Jesus,
you're the one that distracted yourself. I didn't sit there and say, "Oh, hi, kitty." You did that.
All my cats are asleep right now.
This time, it was
thank you, sis. You know why? Because Vagabond's a professional.
No, it's just.
Why are you making her camera big? You should be kicking her.
Just petting my pussy.
You should be kicking her. Okay. Why is she not kicked, Emerald? Why is she not kicked? Just there we go. Okay, somebody knows how to fucking. I don't know why ours is showing us his bed. That's disgusting. All right. So now we have a professional Touch Grass cast. Let's do outros. People who have products to actually promote. Let's see. Now, are any of you
in 2P.
All right, let's see. Let's talk to the people who do podcasts first, and then we'll get to the people who just like read stories to people.
Bite me, bitch. Fucking hell, man.
Iron Oxide, my partner in all crime.
Permission to do this.
Jesus Christ. Can you shut her up? Jesus H. Christ. God, okay. Iron Oxide, my partner in all crimes, foreign and domestic. What kind of stuff do you get up to? Where can people find you?
You can go sub to me over on YouTube and Rumble at Iron Oxide. Same thing with X. That's how you'll find out when the shows are going on. I've got the weekly Rogues Gallery every Friday at 5:35 p.m. PST. And working out the details with a second show to be announced, Ironcast. We've done a few test episodes, but we got a few things in the works for that one. So we'll keep you posted. Just follow me for updates, and I appreciate it. And give this guy a sub. You're at 95, dude.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
I'm very close to 100.
5 away from finally breaking the 3 digits. So good job.
Yeah. Then I don't have to be embarrassed to tell people my follower count. All right. Vagabond, you're here just based on merit, not a diversity hire. Just want you to know that in case anybody was suggesting that.
Are you saying that Merritt is wearing blackface?
No, you're here for diversity reasons, and you are pushing it. I'm about to replace you with an OnlyFans whore if you don't shut your whore mouth. All right. Vagabonds, you're here for meritorious reasons. I care very much what you have to say because I sometimes like what you have to say, and you're not disagreeable. What kind of stuff do you get up to? Are you ever going to release? I swear it's not hentai. That has quickly become the Dr. Dre's detox of our podcast network.
So I'm looking. Okay, so I might have had some good news earlier because this week fucking sucked earlier. Because I busted my radiator and whatever, and one of my monitors went out. So that's part of the delay for I swear it's not hentai podcast. But I might get some extra money in, so get me a replacement monitor. I mean, I might be able to fix this one, but I don't have a soldering kit with me. So probably not tomorrow, but the following Sunday. I swear it's not hentai podcast episode 1. Anyone on the panel is welcome to come. And then next Friday, I will be on Iron Oxides, the Weekly Rogues Gallery. Get him to 1,000, so him and Selena will have some twins. Hashtag Iron Seed. Later tonight, I will be on Anime for the Homies. It might be go out real crazy. We got me and Tomac on the panel tonight. If you don't know Tomac from the GCA, it's going to be a lot of Gooner topics probably tonight. So if you want to goon around, go to Anime for the Homies on the For the Homies podcast.
And speaking of gooning, Arza, you are gay when you don't have any other choice. What else should people know about you? Where can they find you?
Well, I'm not gay when I don't have any other choice, to be clear. It's just men are bad dating partners in general, and women are just bad partners also in general. So it makes it rough. But when I'm not here touching grass, and
totally not a you problem then.
That's really not a me problem. But when I'm not sitting in my room wallowing in self-pity, you can find me on YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, TikTok, and X under the username Arza Chats, where I upload a video. Try to aim for once a day. Probably going to pull that back to about once every 3 days. Just covering a news story, giving my opinions. No uploads for the last 2 weeks because I was sick as all fuck, and now I'm better, and I put out a Superman review. So go watch that because it was actually a really good movie.
All right. Gal, you keep getting in here somehow. What do you do? Where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, and Instagram, green-haired anti-liberal. Every Wednesday, I do my stream called Cooking the Books, where I read to you. It's for people who don't like to read, can't read well, all those type of things, don't have time for it.
Cool.
And I occasionally play with my pussy.
Okay.
So subscribe and come hang out.
I don't like any of you. Just nothing but regret. Okay. Emerald, you're the 99 overall producer. I couldn't run the show without you. Although I am kind of running the show without you if you're not going to kick them for showing pussy. That is your job. It is your job to. It seems like every time Gal pops off, you take her side, which is kind of irritating.
I just want to. Well, I could clearly see the cats had some kind of point to make that they just weren't talking.
Yeah,
I really think they would take.
I feel like you're taking advantage. You're taking advantage of the fact that I can't afford to fire you. That's the issue.
No. I think the cats had a point of view, and I think they would have sided with you. See,
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Maybe. What do you guys think? Are your cats on my side?
Oh shit!
See,
this is just
anyway.
Anyway, where can people find you when you're not producing on this fine show?
Okay, coming up Tuesday on my channel is Nerds Covering the News at 6 p.m. PST over on either Drunken Emerald Arrow channel or over on the Rumble, which is Galaxy Express Media. Then on Wednesday night over on Devil Made Me Do Its channel, we have Make Me a Sandwich at 7 p.m. PST. Then on Fridays, I'm rotating cast over on the Weekly Rogues Gallery over on Iron's channel. Then at night at 9:30 PST on Friday is my show, insert title here. Friday morning over at Sammy 3 Pete's channel, Cavecast at 8:30 PST in the AM. Covering Batman, and then back here.
All right. And I, of course, am your host, Theo Snodgrass. I am live every Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time over on my YouTube channel. By the way, I'm almost to 100 subscribers. Let's try to get that over 100 by the end of the day, shall we? Let's do that. Go ahead and subscribe to me over on YouTube. Also, if you want to see me doing live stand-up comedy, I am going to be in Seattle, Washington on the 17th of this month. I'm going to be in Coos Bay, Oregon on the 18th. I'm going to be in Portland, Oregon on the 19th. I'm going to be all over the place over the course of the rest of the year. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's very exciting. If you want to see where I'm at, follow me on X, follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube. That's the best place to keep up with me. Sign up for the Patreon, buy something from the merch store, whatever makes you happy. Send me as much money as you feel comfortable. Hey, my DMs are open. I'm lonely. All right. All right, we're doing it. That's it. We're doing it. We're doing a hard out. Shut the. I don't want to hear anything from anybody who's got a cat on their screen. I don't want to hear a fucking word out of you people. It's hard enough to do a proper show around here without you guys fucking it up. Jesus Christ.
Hey, she's the one on the mic now.